Speaking of statements, NC State beating Clemson, getting that elephant off their back a week ago, have a real opportunity here at 6 p.m. as they take on Louisiana Tech on ACCN Extra. Last time NC State was the highest-ranked team in the conference. They're coached by Coach Chuck Amato. Phillip Rivers was the starting quarterback. Your boy, Coach.
That's right.
Chuck Amato. Jericho Cotchery was on that team. They were 9-0, and they reached as high as number 10 in the AP poll. Here was Coach Dave Doran on our show last Saturday after they got that massive program win over Clemson. Coach, can you show us how a coach celebrates when you have a massive win like that? What are you doing?
Well, we got a cigar right here. We got a solo cup.
We got a solo cup. We got a cigar. Tell me how we're feeling after that memorable moment, that memorable game, the game of the year thus far in the conference, Coach.
Yeah, well, I'm so proud of our staff and the players, and got to give God the glory, man. It's been a 9-year journey to get it done, and Clemson's a great program, and we've had them 3 times before and couldn't close the deal. So there's no flinch in this group right here, man. I'm so proud of them, and I thought we really, really played well tonight. You know, dominated the time of possession, ran the ball, won the line of scrimmage. Super proud of these guys and excited about what's coming next.
EJ, what kind of cigar was it?
Monte Cristo. I don't know if he had a Monte Cristo, but
that's money. Hey, that's money, all right. He knows.
It probably was. I have to ask Coach Doran.
But here's the deal. Smoking a cigar, you beat Clemson. We know all the history involved in that. We know what it meant to Coach Doran in that program. But this game today against Louisiana Tech, that's a challenge in its own, Eric. Maybe warranting a cigar in its own right.
Yeah, right. Well, this is going to be a big-time culture game for these guys. We're going to see how focused this team is. They're veteran-led, got a ton of experience. I expect them to be able to handle business. But this team, and when you look at how favorited they are to beat these guys, Coach, it's a little surprising. And we're going to find out just how good this team is. Can you go handle business after you get the monumental win against Clemson?
It's a watch-out game in a big way. Psychologically, you've just done something that they haven't done in 9 years. He's just talking about. You see his celebration of it. You know them boys were celebrating just as hard. And now you play Louisiana Tech team. They both played in Mississippi State. Mississippi State had to have a monumental comeback to beat Louisiana Tech. Mississippi State beats NC State by 24. And I know you can't just go head-to-head and say that's the only metric to decide who's going to win a game. But I think Louisiana Tech is getting way overlooked at this point by the people that decide who should be.
That's you guys. You guys are the Huddle State. You guys.
That's right.
That is us.
That's right.
Who's guys?
Look, you guys know how it is. You get that big win on Saturday. You go back to class on Monday. You're sitting back in your seat a little bit.
Feeling good.
Saying what's up to the teacher, the professors, going on winking at the girls. So that's the biggest thing for these guys is like, look, watch that back because La Tech does not care. This is a new team. They want to beat you guys. You just beat Clemson. So you could imagine La Tech's looking at it, hey, we beat NC State. That means we can beat one of the top dogs in the country. So this is definitely a trap game for NC State. They have to bring their A game in this
And we spoke with Emeka Mezi on Packer and Durham Friday and just asked him, where's the team's mindset? You know, where are you with it? He said, okay, Monday, you know, we were still kind of thinking about it, but Tuesday, you know, we're locked in and ready to go for Saturday.
I'm curious what that wink looks like. What's the wink look
I'm not in college anymore, man.
That's right. It's a great answer.
Right. You mentioned Tuesdays. Tuesdays do solve a lot of
they do.
issues. Boy,
no doubt about it.
Tough Tuesdays are get your mind
grinder days.
I'm not in college anymore. I need to tell myself that every day of life. For NC State, it's going to start with their defense, leading the ACC with the most stout defense, only allowing just a tick under 250 yards per game. Around the ACC we go, starting with Louisiana Tech and NC State, and reporter Paul Carcaterra.
Good times to be a North Carolina State football fan. It's year 9 in the Dave Doran tenure. We got a signature win a week ago against Clemson. Carter-Finley Stadium was rocking. In comes Louisiana Tech. Will be an easy game for the Wolfpack, right? Wrong. Louisiana Tech took Mississippi State to the wire earlier this year. Mississippi State, well, in September, they beat the Wolfpack by 2 touchdowns. The good news for North Carolina State is redshirt sophomore quarterback Devin Leary. He had 4 touchdown passes a week ago against Clemson, and he's finding his groove. You have to realize Leary has had 3 different offensive coordinators since he's been at NC State. And Tim Beck, the current offensive coordinator, and Leary are speaking the same language, and things are flowing. Can the Wolfpack keep things rolling against the Bulldogs in Raleigh?
let's start with Louisiana Tech, NC State.
Ooh, NC State. Yeah, this says NC State. I think it is going to be a little closer than some people expect. I think this, not that it's a trap game, it's a culture game. That's what I like to call it. I think we're going to find out who NC State is and moving forward.
Yeah, I think NC State wins this game mainly because Coach Dave Doran probably enjoyed that win Saturday night. Sunday he got back, made sure his team's going to be ready to go for this La Tech team and give them their respect.
Upset alert, man. NC State.
You were creeping towards that Louisiana Tech pick. I thought you were going to go that route. Clean sweep here on the pack in what Eric's deemed the culture game.
Welcome to the ACC on ESPN. Getting ready for a non-conference matchup. Louisiana Tech coming out of Conference USA travels here to Raleigh to take on the 23-ranked NC State Wolfpack. Head coach Dave Doran said last week the win over Clemson was the biggest win of his career. Let's see how the Wolfpack follow it up today. What's up, everybody? Welcome inside our homes. John Schriffen alongside my partner, Rini Ngolia. Paul Carter will join us momentarily. All right, Rini, last week was huge. You get a big win over Clemson, the biggest win in school history in a long time. Now, how do you avoid the letdown this week?
Well, I think the good thing for North Carolina State is they've had a common opponent already with Louisiana Tech. They both played Mississippi State. North Carolina State did not play well. They lost that game. Louisiana Tech played well, could have and probably should have won that game. So the players know that. And then the other thing, Dave Doran said he brought it up first thing Sunday morning in meetings, not to have a letdown. And he said he stayed on them all week, which he normally doesn't do. So I think the Wolfpack will be ready to play today.
All right, let's get to know Louisiana Tech. They are 2-2. But really, they're just 2 plays away from being 4-0 on the season. You talked about that game against Mississippi State. They had a field goal as time expired to try to win that game. They lost by 1. They also lost to SMU on a Hail Mary. Those are their only 2 losses of the year. They've been in every ballgame they've played this year.
And you see their quarterback, Austin Kendall, a former 4-star out of high school, played at Oklahoma, played at West Virginia. He's one of 19 transfers Skip Holtz has on that team, and I think it's just taken them a few weeks to really mesh. A lot of talent on that Louisiana Tech roster.
It was a wild scene a week ago as the fans rushed the field at the win over Clemson. Now they take on Louisiana Tech, decked out in black. Kickoff coming up after this. We are getting ready for opening kickoff here between Louisiana Tech and NC State in Raleigh. It's time now to welcome in the third member of our crew, Paul Calcaterra, on the field with more on NC State starting quarterback Devin Leary.
Well, John, last week Devin Leary was magical against Clemson. The 4 touchdown passes connected on 72% of his passes. But the real growth in his game, well, that could happen last year when he broke his fibula against Duke, missing 7 games. When he was on the sideline, he learned to be a better teammate, communicated more with his teammates, and really was all in terms of the growth and the maturation of all the players on NC State. He also took a look at the quarterback position from a different perspective on the sideline. And you have to take into account, Devin Leary's been through a lot. He's a redshirt sophomore, but he's in his 3rd time with an offensive coordinator for the first time. Tim Beck now with Devin Leary. That match has been magical as well, and they are seeing things on the same page, and the sky's the limit for Devin Leary.
Paul, good stuff. I mean, you could tell last week Leary was just special. He tied a career-high 4 touchdown passes against a really good Clemson defense.
And that's where the maturity comes in. You can learn so much off the field watching, and obviously listening to Clark's report there, it's exactly what happened with Leary.
Second all-time meeting between the schools. The first time was back in 2013. Interestingly enough, it was actually the first game at the helm for both Dave Doran and Skip Holtz. NC State won that game. Louisiana Tech getting set to receive the opening kickoff. And we are underway here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Coming out Austin Kendall will be the starting quarterback for Louisiana Tech. He missed last week due to a medical reason, but he is getting the start today.
Yeah, and it was a last-minute scratch. Aaron Allen played for them, J.D. Head, so they got some work on their other quarterbacks, but Austin Kendall's the guy. We talked about him. Transfer from West Virginia, graduate transfer, former four-star out of high school. You know, Skip Holtz told us if it wasn't for the transfer portal, we would never get a kid like Austin Kendall. Well, he's here now, and he's playing pretty well.
Marcus Williams, the running back, will start the game with Austin Kendall in the backfield. And he will get the handoff. The Appalachian State transfer gets a good gain on first down. Take a look at the defense for NC State. This Wolfpack defense is something else. Ranked number 7 in the country, giving up less than 250 yards a game. Second and 5. Go back to Williams. Short gain up the middle. That'll bring up the first third down of the ball game.
And this is where this defense is great. As we look at the back end of it, they're second in the nation on third down, you know, getting teams off the field, getting their offense back. They're 20.4%, which is phenomenal. Let's see if they can open this game up with a 3-and-out.
So on 3rd and 3, Louisiana Tech will come out with a 4-wide set. Kendall out of the shotgun, looking left, throws. It is batted down at the line, incomplete. And Savion Jackson was the guy to get his mitt on it.
Yeah, Kendall had time initially, but you talked about Jackson, just pushed the pocket. I mean, they only rushed 3. Just look at him time the jump. The big man, number 90, gets up, times it perfectly, and knocks it away.
Last week, NC State forced 9 3-and-outs against Clemson. And they opened the game with a good 3-and-out start against Louisiana Tech.
And Skip Holtz is leaving the offense out there.
Excuse me, there was a penalty flag. Offside against NC State will keep this drive alive. Kendall keeps it this time. And he is going to be dropped for a sack. Isaiah Moore, who was the top vote getter for captain, showing the leadership.
And we talked to offensive coordinator Joe Sloan this week, and he said that Isaiah Moore is the best defensive player he has seen on film in a long, long time. He's smart. He understands what the offense is trying to do. He runs the defense number 1. He's the middle linebacker. And if you're Austin Kendall in this La Tech offense, you have to get rid of the ball quickly. That's one of the things they said they wanted to do as well. Quick, short passes on first down. Too much time holding the ball there in the pocket.
2nd and 15. Pass is complete for Austin. No, excuse me, incomplete. That was intended for Samuel Emelis.
Just a slant pattern there to Emelis. Very usually sure-handed. Having a nice year. Another one of the transfers on this team just can't hold on. And once again, third down, the money down for North Carolina State's defense.
What will the Bulldogs dial up here on 3rd and 15? Kendall rolling out to his right. On the move, throws, double coverage, and that is complete. Isaiah Graham, and with the flag down, makes the catch.
Yeah, we'll have to see if this will hold up. But, boy, 3rd and 15, if La Tech converts this.
Defense, number 24. Penalties decline. Result of the play, first down.
And they will. It was a hold on Derek Pitts, the corner for NC State, and that's a huge get. I mean, to convert on 3rd down is good enough, but 3rd and 15, you see the roll here, good protection. But look how Austin Kendall just keeps his eyes downfield and just threads the needle between the 2 defenders to Isaiah Graham, his wide receiver.
Marcus Williams with a short run up the middle. Louisiana Tech averaging about 35 points per game, led by Austin Kendall, who's a grad transfer from West Virginia. Started his career at Oklahoma, He was a backup to Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray, back-to-back Heisman Trophy winners.
And I love the play distribution right there. 51-49. Marcus Williams, their big running back, also a transfer from App State. They love leaning on him as well.
Williams, another run up the middle, goes into the teeth of this North Carolina State defense. So, Rainey, Austin Kendall, the story how he got here, it is really interesting.
I mean, in summertime, he was working for a pharmaceutical company in Dallas. He wasn't even thinking of playing football. He was done. He loved his job, he told us. Joe Sloan, the offensive coordinator, kept calling him. He said, Coach, am I still in the transfer portal? He said, yeah, you are. He ends up coming to Louisiana Tech, and it was a great find. And listen, the kid doesn't want to have any regrets. He wants to give football one more shot, and I think it's working out thus far.
3rd and 9, here comes the heat. Kendall gets it away, incomplete. Tim Beck dialed up the blitz on that 3rd down.
Yeah, and that's the one thing defensively. North Carolina State is very aggressive. They will call a lot of blitzes. They want to get in the face of Austin Kendall. If they're not sacking him, they want to make him uncomfortable, kind of get him off his spot, and that's exactly what they did there. They made him throw the ball before the receiver could come out of his break. It's a great job by the defense.
Cesar Barajas is on to punt for the Bulldogs. A beautiful punt down at the 5-yard line. So here comes Devin Leary in the offense for NC State. Last week for Clemson, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. And here's the starting lineup. Zonovan Knight will join him in the backfield. Mekanezi, he had a really strong game as well against Clemson. So the Wolfpack start from their own 5. Handoff is to Knight, and he'll be dropped for a loss. Trey Baldwin was the first guy in there as we take a look at the Louisiana Tech defense. Levi Bell, the big guy up front, he is out with a knee injury. He is not making the start for the Bulldogs. Second and 10, back to the ground. Knight, short game up the middle. That'll bring up 3rd and long.
And, you know, talking to defensive coordinator David Blackwell, he said, we have to commit hats to the box. They want to overload it. You know, they're normally a 40 front team, a 4-3. They're going to get some 30 front. They're going to go 3-4 as well today to try to mix it up. North Carolina State offensively is RPO, run pass option heavy, with Devin Leary running it back there, but so far up front, that defensive line is playing pretty good.
So after 2 runs, brings up 3rd and 9 for Devin Leary. He's pressured, got to get rid of it. An incomplete pass. Trey Baldwin just stepped up. He made the first 2 tackles of that drive, and then he pressured Leary on 3rd down.
Well, he's one of the captains of the team. He's a leader, not only the defense, but of the team. And that's exactly what you want. Those guys standing up. You see a little blitz. He gets inside and gets the hit on Leary, causing an incomplete pass. Just an exceptional way to start if you're the Louisiana Tech defense. David Blackwell, the defensive coordinator, has to be ecstatic.
A dangerous returner. Smoke Harris is the deep man as Trenton Gill boots this one away. This one is returnable. Harris makes a cut, and he's not going anywhere. Good coverage on special teams by NC State. Louisiana Tech gets the ball back. Some of the beautiful scenery here outside Carter-Finley Stadium. No score early on. Louisiana Tech getting ready for their 2nd possession of the ball game. take the handoff to Williams. And Kendall's going to go down. Second sack of the ball game. This time it's Jalen Scott getting to the quarterback.
Yeah, just too much pressure, too quick. You know, Tony Gibson, the defensive coordinator for North Carolina State, thought that the weak part of Louisiana Tech offensively was that offensive line, not the most experienced group, and he thought he could take advantage of that with some blitzing and some twists up front, and you see how quick they got to Austin Kendall right there.
So a loss of 4 on first down. Kendall goes to the air, will find his receiver, Samuel Emelis. Coaches say he is now starting to get more comfortable in the offense. He's the guy who just goes after it. He'll fight for the ball. Let's send it down to Paul Carcaterra on the sideline.
Well, John, you were talking about Austin Kendall and his journey from Oklahoma to West Virginia to Sales to now Louisiana Tech quarterback. You know, he was a monster recruit out of the Charlotte area, and I'll get back to you after this play.
Kendall dumps it off to Williams, a very short game, as NC State gets a big third down stop.
So his journey is obviously unique, and when I was doing a signing day, actually with our producer tonight, Tom Schofield, we were at Oklahoma right after Baker Mayfield won the Heisman, and Lincoln Riley told me straight up, and it wasn't just him being cute with the making it a level playing field. He said Austin Kendall and Kyler Murray were in a dead heat battle for that starting spot. So he took a high-prized recruiting journey to Oklahoma, was in the mix, started games at West Virginia. So he is a legit quarterback who can handle this atmosphere and can handle this moment.
Another great punt on special teams by Louisiana Tech. That one is down at the 9. And Paul, to your point, Austin Kendall was trying to get the starting job at Oklahoma. They signed Jalen Hurts, and then he decided, you know what, I got to find a place to play and transfer to West Virginia.
And it fits right in with what Skip Holtz told us. He said we would never be able to get a kid like Austin Kendall at Louisiana Tech if it wasn't for the transfer portal and the way players are moving around. And Dave Dorn knows all about Austin Kendall. He told us in our call with him that he recruited him out of high school. So great get for Skip Holtz to be able to get Austin Kendall away from medical sales and back to football.
Thayer Thomas, the man in motion for NC State. Handoff is to Ricky Person. And the Wolfpack have not been able to get the run game going early on.
And I think that's the key. You just hit on it. Got to get some push up front. Got to get that running game going. And when you get the running game open, it opens it up on the outside to guys like that Emeka Emezi. You see what kind of career he's having at North Carolina State. But it's all predicated up front. Control the line of scrimmage, get some of that running going, and it'll open up on the outside for these talented wide receivers.
Emezi is just 6 catches away from getting the school record. Complete up the middle. Chris Tootle.
Just a little sit route by Tootle, tight end, H kind of hybrid, H-back type of player, a little hook route. Leary puts it right on him.
Person shifts to the right of Devin Leary. Working out of the gun, throwing deep. And overthrows his intended receiver, Emezi. But we do have a flag down.
Yeah, and it looks like Buchanan grabbed Emezi when he came out of that break. He was just trying to hold on for dear life.
The automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
Take a look at it here, one-on-one, and see how good Emezi is. Gets that inside stem route, and then he gets by him, and Buchanan knows. Just kind of reached out, a little bit of a tug. But the field judge is looking right at that. That's what he's looking at, and he throws the flag.
So a new set of downs for NC State. Handoff is to Person. Rubs the man in there to make the stop.
And you like the physicality Ricky Person runs with 6'1", 222. big solid back. He's more experienced of the two between he and Knight, but they're both have over 50 carries apiece, so they're using him nicely, keeping him fresh. But you see how he finished that run? It's called getting behind your pads. He knows how to do it. I love to see that out of your backs.
Second and 4, screen pass to Fader Thomas. DJ Williams at the tackle.
And that's the nice thing. When you can get 5-6 yards on first down with your running backs, then you can go wide like that. And that's really what this offense is predicated on. And you see the difference of these two guys. Pretty similar running backs, and they're sharing the load nicely. And that's a good thing to have if you're Tim Beck, the offensive coordinator. You can lean on them both. Very similar. I think Knight's a little faster, top end, maybe a little more explosive, but we saw how physical Person can run with.
Handoff is to Person. Still waiting for that explosive play out of the backfield. Still a good gain on first down.
You know, and I tell running backs, as you see it, John, I'm a former running back back in the day when we ran the ball all the time. You got to be patient, and you can't look for the home run all the time. Get me 4, I tell them, and 40 will come, because you will break those tackles and you will get out the back end with the big one. Just you got to be patient. You just got to keep running hard.
Gain of 5 on first down. It's a shoestring tackle, popped out of bounds. B.J. Wilson delivers the hammer.
Yeah, and Williamson gives him the big hit and looks over at him. But if I'm Ricky Person, I'm going to say, well, I just got 8 or 9 yards on you. So you can hit me all you want downfield, and hopefully he's okay. And that was a big pop on the sideline. You're going to see him break a tackle here eventually, bounce it. Tyler Grubbs can't bring him down. Takes that big hit right there on the sideline. Hopefully he's okay. But a big positive run.
So after that hit by Williamson, Knight is the running back. Gets a gain of 1 or 2 on first down. So good to see Ricky Person back into the game for NC State offense. Looking to go to the air, pressured. DJ Jackson was the first man to flush him out, but complete downfield. Emeka Mezi with the big completion into the red zone for NC State.
And Devin Leary has such great pocket presence, pocket awareness. He tries to climb the ladder. He sees the defender. He spins out. His head's downfield the whole time and just throws an absolute BB on the run to Emeka Mezi. I mean, that ball, you cannot throw a tighter spiral. Watch this thing just leave his hand. It's a beautiful pass. And then Mezi goes up and does what he does. He makes catches, he high points, he outworks DBs, and it's first and goal for NC State.
Fake the handoff to Person, end zone, incomplete. Here comes the penalty flag. Devin Carter was the intended receiver.
And they're going to call on B.J. Williamson. We'll have to get a second look at it. B.J. Williamson has just as much right to that ball as the receiver does. It looked like he undercut him, but if he grabbed him, that's what the back judge is going to call.
On the play, 1 on each team. Legal formation, offense, more than 4 players in the backfield. Pass interference, defense, number 4. The penalties will offset. Replay second down.
Well, the play never really counted, guys. Let's just do it over again. We're going to see the formation. You're going to have 5 guys in the backfield. You can't do that. That's the RPO. He pulls it. And I got to believe at the back end, let's look at the left hand. Yeah, there you go right there. And that's what the back judge, that referee right under the goalpost that throws the flags looking at. If you hook or impede at all, that is a penalty. So that's a good call by the back judge.
Handoff is to Person. Kershawn Foster makes the stop along with Rasheed Lyles. drive for NC State. Here comes the 10th play on 2nd and goal. Leary to the air. Did he get in? Touchdown. Chris Tootle in the end zone as NC State is on the board.
The thing I love about this play, as we take the end of it, is Tootle. Does he stay in? Yeah, that's a good call. Breaks the plane of the goal line, does not touch out of bounds with any part of his body, keeps that right foot in the air. That's a great call by the head linesman right there. And the other thing I love about that play is Devin Leary, as he rolls out, he immediately throws it to Tootle. There's no hesitation. Sometimes you see quarterbacks kind of wait, and then it gives time for the defender to come on. He does not hesitate. He puts it to Tootle. And yes, they'll review this, but from everything I saw right there, this will be confirmed. That's a touchdown.
Our ACC official, Gary Patterson, under the hood, taking a look at it.
And we get a great look at it here. He gets hit. Does anything touch out of bounds? He's up. I don't see that right or that left leg fall. I don't see that left. This will be confirmed. That's a touchdown. No doubt about it.
And the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown, NC State.
And that was a nice drive by the Wolfpack. I like how they mixed it up, running pass, did a nice job keeping Louisiana Tech off balance.
Christopher Dunn knocks in the extra point. NC State up 7-0 here in the first quarter.
Leary to Tootle. The rollout, and the tight end finds the pylon. Wolfpack lead it early in Raleigh.
Welcome back to Raleigh as NC State with an early 7-0 lead over Louisiana Tech. What a drive the Wolfpack just put together, capping it off with a touchdown pass to Chris Tootle. And you can see the Wolfpack, they're getting hyped. There is no letdown after a big win over Clemson last week.
Yeah, Tootle caught a couple big passes on that possession. Boy, that's a great drive right there. 10 plays, 91 yards, 5 minutes and 30 seconds. And oh, by the way, it's the longest scoring drive for NC State this season.
Gill will boot this one away for NC State. What a leg. Kicks it in and past the end zone. Louisiana Tech will try to get on the board when we come back after this quick commercial break. Good scene here at Carter-Finley Stadium in Raleigh, North Carolina as the Wolfpack early 7-0 lead. Louisiana Tech offense coming back on the field. Check out the first half. Outscoring opponents 79-21 this year. You gotta give a lot of credit to this Wolfpack defense. Kendall going to the air, complete over the middle. That's Bub Means, his receiver, for a good connection on first down.
And that's what they want to do. Quick passes on first down. That time, Bub Means on the quick slant. Now a little tempo out of La Tech.
Now Williams will bust one free over the middle, making a couple guys miss, will finally be brought down. And Louisiana Tech, the only team this season to convert on a third down against this NC State defense, is now moving the ball.
Yeah, and a late flag, we'll have to see it. Pretty much came at the end of the play as Williams finishes off that run. You see a little pushing going on, so we'll see what the officials come up with. But two nice plays to start this drive for Louisiana Tech.
The 55 offense, 15 yards are being forced. The result of the play will be a first down. It will be 1st and 10.
You know, I didn't see anything egregious at the end of that, and I might have missed it. to me, it's offensive linemen just hustling downfield, trying to pick up blocks at the end of the run. And you always told offensive linemen, get down there. See, let's look at the top. Yeah, and so that's just too late, right? You just can't do that. That's Joshua Moat. He knows better than that. Tanner Angle's just standing there, and that's too late. So that's a good call.
They got Kelton Hollins as well on call. Kendall going to the air, incomplete. Bub Means was the receiver. He's looking for a flag. And here comes one.
Aiden White was in coverage there. He went up with the right hand, the proper hand. Let's take a look at the left hand and see if he grabbed her or not. But great position, goes up with that right hand. So what he's calling is the left hand kind of held the right hand above Means, and I think that's what they're going to call on Aiden White. To me, that was pretty good coverage. I think you let him play there.
Kind of hard to make the catch when you got a guy holding on to your other hand.
I agree, but there's always hand jockeying, right? So I just think you got to let him play a little bit. But listen, if you're a La Tech fan, you're screaming at me right now. You're like, that's an easy call. It's pass interference. Well, they got it.
So new set of downs for Louisiana Tech. Kendall finds some running room, and there's the experience of the grad transfer from West Virginia. And at the end of the play, but no call. That was Savion Jackson who inadvertently bumped him. No penalty flag.
There's a little acting by Austin Kendall. A little bit of a bump. Of course, when a guy 300 pounds bumps you, you are going to fall backwards. But Austin Kendall knew immediately. The pocket broke down. He rolled out, and he saw the green grass, and he took it, slides it in. And you can see Austin Kendall, look at his face. He's laughing there. So I tried to draw a flag. Just didn't work, but a good no call there.
What's changed for Louisiana Tech? Because they are starting to move the ball this drive.
First down, right? A big positive play on first down, and that got them going. And they went a little quicker, a little more tempo.
Screen pass to the outside, breaking one tackle. That's Smoke Harris.
And Harris is the guy. I mean, he's listed at 5'6", 189, and that's pretty correct. And he is dangerous in the open field, so it's not rocket science. Get the ball into the hands of your quick players, your good skill players in space.
2nd and 5. They go back to Harris, but a good tackle. Pitts right there. Clock is starting to tick down. As we approach 10 seconds to play in this first quarter, we'll bring up 3rd and 5.
And that's where when you go wide receiver screen, the other wide receivers must hold their blocks. Trey Harris didn't do that there, and you see him apologizing to Smoke Harris. You want bubble screens to work, you got to block at the point of attack.
That'll do it for the first quarter here in Raleigh. North Carolina State up 7-0, but La Tech is moving the ball. We'll be back. Welcome back to the ACC on ESPN as we get ready for the start of the second quarter. NC State with a 7-0 lead. Chris Boodle caught a 6-yard touchdown for the only score of the game. NC State this season outscoring their opponents big time in the first half. First two drives for Louisiana Tech, 39 yards, but this drive stepping it up. But a big 3rd down coming up here for the Bulldogs. And NC State will call a timeout. Tonight at 10:30 Eastern, stay tuned for The Huddle with Jordan Cornette, Eric McClain, EJ Manuel, and Mark Rick. They'll have a complete breakdown of all the games and all the news from around the ACC. The Huddle on ACC Network and the ESPN app. One app, one tap. Jordan Cornette, man, he does a great job. Covers all types of sports, man. I caught up with him when he was in Vegas. We were covering the NBA Summer League, but he gets around, man. Does a really good job.
And
3rd down coming up.
Huddle's a great show, I was going to say. Especially you want everything ACC, but 3rd and 5 here, an important down. Skip Holtz might decide to go for it here, and if he does, and by the way, Skip Holtz, the head coach, calls the plays. I would like maybe roll Austin Kendall out. You see they got trips up to the top of the screen. Maybe roll him, see if we can flood a zone.
3rd and 5 for Louisiana Tech. Kendall throwing, slant, caught. Bub Means, he's got the first down.
Tremendous job by Austin Kendall. Once again, Tony Gibson sends the blitz. from NC State. That's what they're known to do. Good job up front picking it up. Kendall puts it on his receiver, Bub Means. Great catch with his hands, and now they're going a little tempo. But boy, nice conversion by La Tech.
Louisiana Tech trying to catch the defense sleeping, but NC State with a big stop on first down brings up 2nd and goal.
And if you're going to blitz on passing situations, that means you're zero on the outside. You're man-to-man coverage. You have a chance to beat guys with slants, go routes, and Austin Kendall recognized that on that 3rd down and kept his drive alive.
3 wide receivers on the bottom of the screen. Now Means goes in motion across the formation. 2nd and goal. Handoff is to Williams. Up the middle, spinning, turning down at the 2. Brings up 3rd and goal.
Yeah, they're really pleased with Marcus Williams. They knew he was a terrific back coming from Appalachian State. He's really been a workhorse. 17 carries for 73 yards and 2 TDs last time out. He's the type of guy you can give him the ball 17, 18, 20 times a game, and he's going to produce for you.
Is this 4-down territory?
Listen, if it's me, I'm on the road against the 23rd ranked team in the nation. Yeah, I want to score a touchdown. That's me.
3rd and goal. Kendall got a man open. Touchdown, Louisiana Tech. Jacob Adams finds some room for the 2-yard score, and the Bulldogs are an extra point away from tying up this game.
Well, I tell you what, you don't need 4-down territory when your receiver gets that open on 3rd down and you put it on him right side of the screen. You're going to see him go right out into the flat. He was kind of that fullback hybrid position, just runs a flat route. You saw the defender cross his face. No one was out there in coverage, and it's just an easy pitch and catch from Austin Kendall to Jacob Adams, and a nice answer by Louisiana Tech.
Jacob Barnes is on to attempt the extra point. It is up and good. This game is tied. In our conversation this week with defensive coordinator Tim Beck, he said on film, Louisiana Tech is the best offense we have faced this year. And Austin Kendall making them pay with a 2-yard touchdown to Jacob Adams. We are all tied up here in Raleigh. We are all tied up at 7 apiece here in a non-conference battle between Louisiana Tech and NC State. What a scene it was last week here at Carter-Finley Stadium when Clemson into town and got knocked off. A short kick, and a fair catch will be called for around the 27-yard line. So the NC State will come back, and here it was, the upset of Clemson. It was impressive.
And Chris Dunn, very reliable kicker, misses in regulation. He was 0 for 3 on the day, and just an epic overtime battle. Devin Leary leading the way, and then look at him drop it in the bucket to Devin Carter. Clemson can't answer, and one of the biggest wins in NC State history.
Tying it up. Let's see how Devin Leary in this NC State offense responds from the 26. Handoff is to Person for a short gain down. Double overtime thriller last week. Their first win over Clemson since 2011. First top 10 win since 2012. And they held Clemson the fewest yards in the series since 1994. This defense for NC State is something else. On 2nd and 7, another short game. And a flag down after the run by Person.
Offense, 15-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
That's wide receiver Dylan Parham with a fake pass call. Now, Dave Dorn, this is something he talked to us at the meetings this week. 11 penalties called last week. 9 of them really shouldn't have happened. 7 pre-snap penalties, 2 penalties which he called emotional penalties. He said that was something they had to clean up this week.
Yeah, and you see the bottom of the screen. You're going to see just a little bit of a tug. And that's more of a physical error, right? You're on the perimeter. You're trying to block. You get that hand caught up. You can't do it, but you can understand that. It's the mental errors, the mental penalties that Dave Doran said we need to eliminate, we need to fix.
Looks the man in motion. Leary looking that way, incomplete. So after the penalty and that last incompletion, it's now 3rd and 21. If you're NC State, what do you do here?
Well, listen, it's a tough down and distance, right? If you're Louisiana Tech, I would rush only 3 or 4. I would drop everyone back, give NC State an easy catch underneath, and just come up and make the tackle. You know, give them 10, 12 yards, but just don't give up that first down.
Lear does go underneath. That's Keon Lassane, but he's going to be dropped short of the first down marker.
That's
Khalil Latler.
Yeah, and that's because of the coverage they had back behind him. So you're forcing the hand of the quarterback there to go underneath. Just come up and make the tackle, and you're going to get the ball back with good field position.
Louisiana Tech, after scoring a touchdown, now their defense steps up, and the Bulldogs have the momentum here.
Hey, they heard all week, too, right, how good the NC State defense is. So Bulldog defense says, yeah, we're pretty good as well. We're going to get after it.
Smoke Harris is man for La Tech. Have a chance to return this one. So a good punt by Trenton Gill to flip the field. La Tech coming back out on offense.
Up in Raleigh, and the story for the Wolfpack thus far in 2021, the defense. They're basically number 1 or number 2 in every major defensive category in the ACC, and they are bringing it. Tony Gibson has always had that 3-3-5 aggressive defense that gets after you, and they're doing it without 3 starters. Linebacker Peyton Wilson led the ACC in tackles a year ago. He's done. Safety Cyrus Fagan, he's out, and nose tackle CJ Clark. The key tonight, Corey Durden, who's number 48 in black. He is in for Clark. He's an experienced player, a transfer from Florida State. The biggest question, though, can they keep up with the smaller speed on the perimeter of Louisiana Tech?
Good stuff, ball. And Corey Durden, who filled in last week, got the start versus Clemson, had 6 tackles, 1.5 sacks.
And C.J. Clark, that was an injury in practice. He hurt his knee, and it's just one of those things you hate to see, and he's out for the season. Take a look at it right there, and as you said, Corey Durden is a guy that needs to step up and play well today.
Peyton Wilson, Cyrus Fagan, they both went down in the first game of the season against Mississippi State. C.J. Clark in the game in practice leading up to the game last week. 2nd and 10. Pressured somehow. Austin Kendall gets away. And a nice job avoiding the sack. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, I mean, Corey Durden's ears must be ringing. I think he was in on that pressure as well, right up the gut, I believe, right, coming right at you. He just can't make the sack. You know, Austin Kendall's a little bit of a magician. He slides off, gets outside of the pocket. I'll just get it back to the line of scrimmage. He had receivers in the area as well, but nice job by Austin Kendall. But Corey Durden's like, man, I had a sack. I got to wrap him up.
Louisiana Tech is 3 of 5 on 3rd down conversions this year. You do not see that against this defense. Here's a 3rd and 10. Kendall underneath, and his receiver will be chopped down. Samuel Emelis. Good stop coming up from his safety spot, Tanner Engel.
Yeah, Engel's the leader of that secondary. Plays that free safety position.
15-yard penalty.
Unfortunately, there's a flag on the play. He's going to keep the drive alive. Let's look right in the middle here. I think we got a grab. You see Smoke Harris's jersey get a little bit of a tug. I believe that's where the call was, away from the ball. And that's going to keep this drive alive. Dave Doran is not happy.
Another costly penalty. Coach Doran said that was a focus this week in practice, being more disciplined, getting rid of those mistakes. But the drive will stay alive now for Louisiana Tech. 1st and 10 from the 41. On the ground, that's Henry Brooks.
And that's 2 drives tonight that have been kept alive by North Carolina State penalties for La Tech. You talked about La Tech, the success they're having early on 3rd down, which is, no one's done that against NC State. One of those 3rd downs for La Tech was a 3rd and 15 as well. So, they're a talented bunch. I knew they were going to come in here and play tough tonight.
I apologize, that was the freshman Harlan Dixon. Kendall flushed out again. Incomplete pass, 3rd down.
And this is where the defense, a couple penalties, you just have to flush it, right? Flush it, forget about it. You know you're a good defense and come back and play. Got them to another 3rd down again quickly. Now no mistakes, you got to get off the field here. Come up, make the tackles, and get your offense the ball back.
Crowd here at Carter-Finley Stadium making some noise. The students are on fall break right now. But we do have a lot of students in the stands. Tie ball game here in the 2nd quarter. Kendall out of the shotgun. Over the middle. Double covered, incomplete. Was that picked off?
Your guess is as good as mine. They're acting like it is. I'm trying to see what the officials called. And I believe it was, John. Let's take a look at it right here. Austin Kendall tries to split the seam right there. And what a catch right there by Aiden White, number 3. That is an interception. Kendall just tries to split the defenders there. Can't do it. Aiden White, great break on that ball. And he's got himself an INT.
Kendall trying to talk it over with his head coach Skip Holtz on what he saw there. A lot of Wolfpack defenders. So 1st and 10 now. Handoff is tonight as he gets into Louisiana Tech territory.
And I know what Skip Holtz, was talking to Austin Kendall about. He said, you just can't do that. You can't give him great field position. He told us in his call, we have to end possessions with a kick. A punt's not going to kill you there. You can flip the field. An interception, you give him the ball at midfield. That is tough. You can't do that as an experienced quarterback.
2nd and 5. Leary going to the air, trying to throw back shoulder. Can't connect with the Mezzi.
Yeah, Balin Buchanan in coverage once again. You're right. The back shoulder, when it's done correctly, thrown to the right spot, that receiver turns. It's really undefensible. It's so hard for a defensive back to defend on that play. But right there, Mezzi and Leary just could not hook up.
So after the interception, it'll bring up a 3rd and 5. Tootle across the formation. Leary's in trouble and he's dropped. Joran Dickey, the linebacker. Tristan Allen comes up with the sack.
And Tristan Allen's starting at defensive tackle because of Levi Bell. We talked about him being out with a sprained knee. And you're going to see from the right side, Tristan Allen get to Leary for the sack. And I have on my notes, Tristan Allen must play strong tonight. Well, that's a pretty strong play right there on 3rd down. That's 3 straight 3rd downs that North Carolina State could not convert.
So Trenton Gill will come on to boot this one away. And a good roll for NC State down at the 2-yard line, but we do have a flag.
Great coverage on the punt. We'll see if it stands up or not. The flag was way away from where the ball was, more towards the line of scrimmage. As the crew talks about it, Gary Patterson. Referee.
Over the snapper on the scrimmage kick. The 5-yard penalty will be declined. Result of the play, first down. Media timeout.
So a beautiful job on special teams by NC State. They're all tied up at 7 here in the second quarter. Tomorrow, it's Sunday best with a special women's ACC doubleheader. Soccer up first at 1 p.m. Eastern as number 5 North Carolina hosts number 2 Virginia. Then volleyball at 3 p.m. Eastern. Also with Virginia playing host to Duke in Charlottesville. Both games on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Tons of flags before the snap.
Snap infraction. Number 62, offense. Half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
Abraham Helfing, the center there, but if you're going to get a false start, snap infraction, you might as well get it at the 1 yard line. They're only going to move 2. They're going to move it a yard. And take a look at it right in the middle. You see the center, and what it was he flipped his head, and he was signifying to his left guard, but they called that on the center.
On first down, complete to the outside. That's Bub Means ridden out of bounds.
Bub Means, very talented receiver. He's a transfer from Tennessee. He was out last year with an ACL, and again, starting to play well as we get through a third of this season.
Another quick pass, this time off the hands of Smoke Harris.
And that's that unforced error. You gotta complete that pass because he might not get the first down, but you're gonna pick up a couple and get you to a much more manageable. You would have probably picked it up at 3rd and 1, so that's one you wish you had back if you're Austin Kendall.
3rd and 1, this time on the ground. I don't think he got it. They're going to mark him about a yard short. Marcus Williams stopped for no gain.
Yeah, not even close, and that's why that second down play, how important that was that you didn't complete it, because then it puts you at 3rd and 1. Now the defense is pinning their ears back, and they get to Marcus Williams before he even gets to the line of scrimmage. So, outstanding job by that NC State defense there to pin La Tech back deep here. Should get really nice field position.
Under 8 minutes to play here in this first half, all tied up at 7. The deep man is Thayer Thomas for NC State. Cesar Barajas from his own end zone. And a low wobbly kick. Thomas touches it, and he'll lose about 5-10 yards.
Yeah, that was dangerous right there, but Thomas did a good job to make sure he held on to that ball. Little low liner by Barajas. Takes a little bit of a knuckle, a little shortstop action there for Thomas. Luckily, he grabs it off that first bounce as the La Tech special teams guys were barreling down on him.
Well, outside of that one touchdown drive where they went 10 plays, 91 yards, the 3 other NC State drives, not done much. 1st and 10 on the ground. Ricky Person, he is just driven back. Throw down to Carcatera on the field.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see a heavy dose of the run game. There's a lot of experience on this offensive line. 103 starts coming into this game. You got a guy like Grant Gibson, the captain, number 50, the center. He did not miss a snap the entire season in 2020. And there's a big size discrepancy when you look at Louisiana Tech's defensive line, and they're starting a true freshman at the middle linebacker spot,
defense,
Tyler Grubbs.
Number 90, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Good stuff, Paul, and then Devin Leary able to call with the hard count. Get the defense to stop offsides, 5-yard penalty.
And I agree with Kark. You got a big offensive line. You got to get pushed. You got to win the line of scrimmage. Right now, though, that quickness of La Tech has been causing some havoc up there for them.
Leary one-on-one. And Devin Carter just flexing on him. Pulls it away from the defender, making the tough grab. A gain of 26.
Well, he just got mossed because he goes up. He's in great position, the defender, Cedric Woods. And Devin Carter just goes over him and says, I'm about to moss you, and I'm going to catch this ball. And it just makes an unbelievable catch. I mean, the defender is in great position. Cedric Woods turned. He was perfect. Just go up and make the play. Devin Carter just wanted it more.
Thayer Thomas with the quick catch there as the offense is starting to move with some pace for NC State now. Leary dropping back. Plenty of time. Dangerous pass. Incomplete. Intended for Thomas.
And you see the tempo get picked up a little bit for NC State. You know, when they get those chunk plays, they'll go a little quicker. And that's one thing that Dave Doran told us. They had 96 plays last week against Clemson, only 4 explosives. He said we need more explosive plays out of the offense.
So 3rd and 3. Zonovan Knight in the backfield. Play clock is down to 2. Fake the handoff to Knight. Leary keeps it himself, and a bad decision. He will be dropped for a sack.
Yeah, Keevy Rose was in there, 94. Up front for La Tech, 56. Michael Clark as well, and they're just coming off the edges. It's just a little RPO. Leary decides to pull it, and he's just got nowhere to go as the defense for La Tech gets there. And so right now, I think the speed up front of Louisiana Tech is winning against the bigger, more physical offensive line of NC State.
Christopher Dunn comes on to attempt a 37-yard field goal. Kick is up and good. After going 0 for 3 last week, Dunn makes his first field goal today to give NC State the lead. They're up 10-7. Well, a good sign for NC State as Christopher Dunn, their kicker, gets back to the way he's been looking. But the field goal gives NC State a 3-point lead here in the second quarter.
Coach Doran told us he wanted to get Chris Dunn, a 35, 36-yard field goal to get him back in the rhythm, and that's exactly what happened right there.
He told him this week, he said, your story will end in redemption. We need you. How about Lou Holtz, father of Skip Holtz? Spent some time as the NC State head coach back in the 70s. In terms of winning percentage, he is the all-time winning percentage at NC State. And now he passes on the reins to his son, Skip Holtz, who is the head coach here at Louisiana Tech. And there it is, with a minimum of 40 games, Lou Holtz still the all-time leader in terms of win percentage for head coaches.
Lou Holtz, a legend, successful everywhere he went.
Back to the air is Austin Kendall. Samuel Emelis with a couple moves, he'll be brought down at the 39. Louisiana Tech, they've been moving the chains through the air.
Well, that's a good, strong throw. Kendall started 8 for 10, 71 yards and a TD. Since then, he was 2 for 7 for 12 yards and an interception. Then he comes out in this possession right here and throws a strike to Emelis there.
1st and 10 from their own 39. On the ground, that's Marcus Williams. A big gain on 1st down. Brought down in NC State territory.
Watch the burst here from Marcus Williams. Good blocking up front, great hole, and then he hits it hard. And 2 plays into this possession, and they're already in NC State territory.
A gain of 20. They fake the handoff to Williams. Kendall rolling out. Completes to Jacob Adams all alone. Rumbling down. Tanner Engel eventually will bring him down, but Louisiana Tech into the end zone, a gain of 30, into the red zone, gain of 34.
Yeah, and they're going to go tempo here after that big play.
Handoff is to Williams. Nowhere on 1st down. What does Skip Holtz dial up here on 2nd and goal?
Yeah, and it's he's one of the there's a good amount of coaches, but not everyone. The head coach that also calls the play, and you got to multitask, right? If you're going to be the offensive coordinator calling the plays as well as head coach, but Skip Holtz does a nice job at it.
Under 4 minutes to play here in this first half. NC State up by 3. Kevin Dominique making his first appearance in the backfield for the Bulldogs. And he'll get the carry, but he'll be stopped at the 6-yard line.
An excellent job by that defensive line of NC State, stepping up strongly the last 2 plays. Clogging it up, getting to the running backs at the line of scrimmage.
That'll bring up the first third down of this drive for Louisiana Tech. 3rd and goal from the 6.
And we haven't seen Griffin Hebert, number 5. He's their big, he's kind of a tight end hybrid type. They're bigger guy, 6'3", 6'4". We haven't seen them target him yet today, but he's the type of guy you'd want to look at down here by the goal line.
Play clock is down to 3. Kendall gets the snap, looking at the end zone. Everybody's covered. Scrambling on his own, trips over his own feet, down at the 3.
It looked like he was going to take a big hit. He was able to cut back, but as you said, John, I think the 5-yard line tripped him up as he stumbles to the ground, but he does a nice job, doesn't throw it into traffic, doesn't turn the ball over. When you're down in the red zone, you've got to come out of here with points. Obviously, you would love a touchdown, but worst case scenario, get to 3 and tie this thing up.
So Jacob Barnes, 5 of 6 on field goals this year, will come on to attempt a 21-yard field goal. And he boots it in to tie up the game at 10 apiece. How about it? After a big win over Clemson last week, NC State is in a fight. All tied up at 10 with 2:12 to play here in this first half.
And I enjoyed talking to Skip Holtz this week. He talked about the first 5 games. He said, listen, they're going to be tough games. 2 plays. They're literally 2 plays away from being 4-0. Instead, they're 2-2. But he said his team's only going to get stronger. They're going to get better from it. And he talked about going up the mountain, right? The first 4 or 5 games of the year as a program. You can go down you go the easy side of the mountain, play a bunch of smaller programs, teams where you're 21, 24-point favorites, or you can go up the tough side of the mountain like we did and play a Mississippi State from the SEC. You can play some of these better teams, SMU out of the American, and that's what they've done, and they think they'll be better for it. He thinks they'll be better for it as they get into the meat of Conference USA play.
Skip Holtz also told us this week that this is probably the deepest, most talented team as a whole he's ever had here at Louisiana Tech. Fair catch is called for. And as you mentioned earlier, a lot of that is due to the transfer portal. It's created a lot of parity in college football. Skip Holtz has got a lot of quality players, and they're giving ball game here to NC State.
And we talked to Dave Doran. He really wasn't big on the transfer portal, right? Kind of depends, what you want to do. But the thing that Skip told us about his transfers is he goes, we looked at players in the portal that all played at other schools, that produced at other schools, and they weren't troublemakers just looking to find a new home. He was specific with the people he wanted to bring in here, that they fit his program, and he's done a really nice job. And as I said, I think it's taking 3 or 4 weeks. Sam Emulus is a great example of that. Kind of had a nice game last week.
2:12 to play here in this first half. Devin Leary, just a 3-man rush. He will step up, dips his head to avoid the big hit.
And give credit to the back end of Louisiana Tech there. Great coverage, just nowhere for Leary to go. He steps up, avoids the sack, gets some positive yards, but tremendous coverage in the back end.
Gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8. Person now runs to the top of the screen. Leary looking to take off again, backs up, takes a hit, incomplete.
And that time again, nice job by the defensive line of La Tech. They're undersized as compared to that big offensive line of NC State, but they're getting to their gaps quickly. They got speed up there. and they're getting Leary off his spot, making him get out of the pocket.
3rd and 8. The crowd here at Carter-Finley Stadium sounds like they're getting a little restless in this non-conference matchup. Leary pressured again, dumps underneath to Emezi. He is short of the first down marker. Big stop by B.J. Williamson, another big tackle from his safety position.
And I'm surprised. I thought maybe Skip Holtz would use a timeout here, getting the ball back, and he did. Okay, he went ahead and used one.
30-second timeout.
Can't take him to the locker room with you, so you might as well use one. And now you're going to force a punt, see if you can get some good field position, see if you can get back into scoring range before half.
Louisiana Tech defense came into this game as ranked 128th in the country in terms of passing defense, giving up almost 340 yards a game. But they have found a way to bottle up Devin Leary today, and their offense is about to get the ball back with 1:26 on the clock.
Well, that's the key. They're getting pressure on Leary, and they're doing it really up front. Not a lot of blitzes. They've blitzed linebackers a couple times, but the defensive line is getting off the ball. And if you're just tuning in and watching this game, and you're like, here we go, trap game, NC State after the big Clemson win. No. Louisiana Tech is a lot better than their 2-2 record suggests, and a lot better than people think they are around the country. This is a talented team. We saw them earlier this year, John. We know that.
Smoke Harris calling for a fair catch at the 21. So 1:20 to play here in this first half, all tied up at 10 apiece. Louisiana Tech with the chance to take the lead into the locker room.
And you don't want to do anything crazy here if you're Austin Kendall, if you're Louisiana Tech. Something high percentage to start out, a quick pass, maybe a bubble screen, tunnel screen, maybe a little draw play. See if you can get some momentum here. You just don't want to turn it over here. The first play is vitally important on a possession like this.
Kendall missed the game last week in the win over North Texas due to a medical reason. He just got on campus in July, so he's still very new to this system. Just his 4th game here at Louisiana Tech. Empty backfield. We'll find Smoke Harris on the outlet. Look at the cuts. Didn't get much, but you can see the shiftiness out of the receiver.
But because you got some nice positive yards on first down, now you go tempo. You picked up 8. Now you can try to get in scoring range here.
Minute to play here in this first half. Kendall flushed out to his left, pointing at his receiver to go deep. Incomplete. Intended for Isaiah Graham, and he came down hard. Let's hope he'll be okay.
It really just came down awkward. Tried to make that catch, tried to high point, and got pushed by the defender to make sure if he did catch it, he was going to come out of bounds. And see him checking that leg. Just came down awkward. We'll get a look at it here. He comes back, scramble rules. Come back to your quarterback when he scrambles to your side. Goes up. I mean, right job by the defender to give him a big shove there. That was Tyler Baker-Williams. And
he grabbed his right knee.
Just doesn't come down. Yeah, it comes down awkward on it.
He got pushed midair. And when he tried to brace himself coming down, he grabbed at that right knee, and as we see him make a walk into the medical tent. You know, Paul Carcaterra will be all over that.
Yeah, good sign he's walking under his own power there as he goes into the tent. I'm going to take a look at it here before we get to halftime.
3rd and 2, what do you dial up here for Louisiana Tech?
I run the ball. I give DeMarcus Williams, say, go get me 2 yards. And then, we can go quick after that. I just don't risk it here. That's just me. I'm more conservative, especially in a game where you're an 18.5-point underdog and it's 10-10 right before half.
Williams is the man in the backfield. Kendall looking to go in the air. Crossing route, incomplete. Intended for Bub Means. That's Shaheem Battle, the quarterback, to break it up.
And I tell you why I don't like that pass, because you could see it. If Shaheem Battle undercuts that, which he could have easily if he had a little more break on the ball, he takes that back for 6. So, and that changes the whole complexion of the game. So for me, an outside pass like that, I think you're just asking for disaster. I think it was a good thing. It's incomplete. Punt this thing away, and then you go play defense for the last 43 seconds of the half here.
Barajas on the punt again. Here comes the pressure. Does get it away. Thomas, the deep man, fields it out as 24. Stops once, cuts back, across the 20. Across the 30. And 38 seconds to play. NC State will come back on. So how many yards does this Wolfpack offense need in order to have a field goal attempt here?
Well, the interesting thing, Chris Dunn's good from about 48, 49, which would mean like the 30, 31-yard line, but they got a kid, Ian Williams, that's a freshman, number 93. Coach said he's got a super strong leg and has kicked it as far as 65 yards, so if they can get to like maybe the 45-yard line, he might give him a shot.
We'll see. The catch.
First and foremost, got to get it to midfield. Give yourself a chance here. They got 2 timeouts left. But if it's over 50, it will be Ian Williams.
2nd and 4, 34 seconds to play in this first half. Leary, plenty of time. Ball batted in the air, incomplete. Keevee Rose, the big nose tackle, batted that one.
Yeah, talking to the coach about Keevee Rose, they said he had an excellent summer, a great training camp. He got ready, came in. He's 6'3", 301, but he's got great athleticism. Look at him just, it's like Patrick Ewing there. I know I'm dating myself with the rejection.
He just Mutombo'd that.
Yeah, said not in my house.
You got to wag your finger after that block.
He's having a nice game thus far.
So now 3rd and 4 for Leary. He'll hand off to Person. And Person will get the first down. That's the first 3rd down conversion for NC State tonight.
And you asked me before when La Tech had the ball. That's exactly what I would have did on 3rd down for La Tech. I would have given it to my big back. Instead, they try to pass it. They end up punting. And now NC State, 3rd down, they run it. Nice game. Pick up a first down. 24 seconds left. 1 timeout. Still within striking distance to get into field goal range and get some much needed momentum, I would say, if you're a Wolfpack fan going into the locker room.
So after that gain of 10 on the ground, that's the longest run tonight for NC State. With 24 seconds to play, are you able to still run the ball with 1 timeout?
You can, but you want to save it, John, so I'm going to say no. You want to look for passes. Remember, the clock stops after a first down, so you can get up and spike it. You really want to keep that last timeout in your pocket for the kicker.
Leary. Everyone is covered. Going downfield. Finds his man. Inside the 30. That's a Mezzi. And now NC State into field goal range.
And you're back within Chris Dunn's field goal range as well. Great job by Leary stepping up in the pocket. And Mezzi just finding that soft spot on the sideline. Makes the catch and out of bounds to stop the clock as well. Couldn't ask for anything better there.
Clock is down to 18 seconds to play. Leary will throw a screen pass. That was intended for Person out of bounds. Clock's down to 12.
Yeah, and he was just trying to throw that away. And knowing the experience of Devin Leary, he probably airmailed that over Person on purpose. Just make sure it's a forward pass and not a lateral. That would be a fumble. You know, because if Person catches that and gets tackled in bounds, then you have to burn that timeout, right? So it's better for North Carolina State that was incomplete.
So with 1 timeout left, is this the last play before they attempt a field goal?
Yes.
Leary out of the shotgun, rolling to his right, and finds his receiver. That's Thomas getting out of bounds with 6 seconds to play.
Well, now you got a decision, because I think with 6 seconds you can take 1 shot into the end zone from where you're at. And if you don't get it, then you bring Dunn in to kick it. But again, Leary extending the play with his feet, and just the experience of him keeping that head downfield, hitting his receiver Thomas. So you got a shot here I think, to go into the end zone. You still have that timeout in your back pocket.
How quick will they go here? And there's the final timeout for NC State.
You didn't want to burn it there, but they did. So now Dave Doran's got a decision, because if you get tackled inbounds and you go for it and you don't have a first down, it's going to be halftime. And even if you get a first down, to get up and clock it in enough time, I don't think you have enough time. So he may decide just to kick it here. We'll see. And you got
Chris Dunn has already made a field goal today.
And you got two big receivers if you do want to take a shot at the end zone. Of course, Emeka Mezzi, right? And you got Devin Carter. But I agree with this call, because I just think more bad can happen if you run another play than good. So try to get another one out of Chris Dunn. Go into the locker room with the lead and some momentum.
This would be from 29 yards away. The kick from Dunn is good. NC State takes a 3-point lead into the locker room. This has been a tight ball game.
And Skip Holtz is kicking himself right now, because he's thinking, I had the ball with time to score. Worst case scenario, we go into halftime 10-10 tied. Instead, he gives it back on a 3-and-out. NC State's able to go down.
Wait, what's going on with this kicker here?
You love a little blood out of a kicker.
Going on. It is not quite halftime, so we've got 2 seconds left to play.
Well,
so NC State is going to have to kick this one away.
Chris Dunn's going to get stitched up in the locker room, John. He's going to have a great story to talk about forever, right? He's going to say, listen, I made a field goal, I got hit, my face mask came down and cut me. I'm a football player. I'm not just a kicker. I resent that. But you know what? 2 for 2 for Chris Dunn. Much better than last week, and so that's some good momentum for him as this season progresses for NC State.
Was that a non-contact injury there?
Not sure. I really didn't see it happening. I'm just imagining that a face mask came down and hit him, and that's what the story will be when he's 50, I'm sure. That might be the story.
Good drive by NC State. Squib kick all the way down to the 5. And that's how the NC State up by 3 on a very ready Louisiana Tech out of Conference USA. Head coach Dave Doran told us all week this game is not going to be a trap game for us. We knew how good Louisiana Tech has been all year. Our guys are ready. Let's send it down to Paul Carcaterra.
Coach, what was the biggest challenge of that half for you guys?
Well, we aren't scoring enough points. Offensively, they're stopping the run right now. It's just caught us off guard. We thought we'd be able to run the football on them. We haven't been able to, so got to get in the locker room, make some good adjustments on offense. Defensively, we're playing well, and they're a good offense. They're averaging 35 points a game, so just got to get some points on the board.
Where do you think the greatest opportunities are for your offense?
We just got to play one play at a time and execute. I mean, there isn't anything magical, Go out there and play football, block them, catch the football, protect Devin. We're not playing as well as we can up front. We got to get better right now.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, Paul, good stuff. Interesting to hear head coach Dave Doran talking about Louisiana Tech caught them off guard with their defense. Let's see what adjustments are made at the half. NC State up by 3. Welcome back to Raleigh. We're at the half here in Carter-Finley Stadium. NC State with a last-second field goal, taking a 3-point lead into the locker room over Louisiana Tech. Let's take a look at some scores from around the ACC. Pittsburgh with a big beatdown on Georgia Tech. North Carolina taking care of business. How about Wake Forest, Rini? That's a big win for the Demon Deacons.
Listen, 5-0 overall for Dave Clawson's bunch. 3-0 now in the ACC. They're kind of in the driver's seat. I watched a lot of that Pitt Georgia Tech game. Kenny Pickett has been outstanding Stanford, Pitt this year. And then Florida State, Mike Norvell, they get the win against Syracuse. Finally got something good going in Tallahassee. And then this BC Clemson game is a big one tonight. What's going on right now?
Let's see how Clemson bounces back after the loss to NC State last week. Let's take a look at some of the scores around the top 25. Man, Georgia, I know they're ranked number 2, but they are looking like the best team in the country, taking care of business. Michigan, big win over Wisconsin. Cincinnati, they were a small favorite, getting it done in South Bend. And how about Stanford pulling off the upset over Oregon in overtime?
And just getting back to Cincy, they did what they wanted to do coming into the season. They had 2 Power 5 games at Indiana, at Notre Dame. They win them both. Now they got to run the table in the American and just see if the College Football Playoff Committee will consider them for one of those 4 spots. But long way to go.
You got to think they've got a chance this year. Oregon just got knocked off. Clemson went down early this year. But we've got a good one here in Raleigh. The touchdown from the first half, NC State with a 3-point lead at the break. Welcome back to Raleigh. Halftime, getting ready for the start of third quarter. NC State with a 13-10 lead over the visiting Louisiana Tech Bulldogs from Conference USA. What's up, everybody? Welcome back inside our homes. John Schriffen alongside my partner, Rini Angolia. Paul Carcatera will join us momentarily from the field. All right, Rini, a 3-point lead at the half. What stood out for you in that first half?
Well, I mean, defensively, NC State did what they needed to do. They held La Tech to 10 points. It's an offense that's averaging over 35 a game. Just offensively for NC State, we heard Dave Doran as he was going in the locker room, they have not been able to establish anything in the running game with that big offensive line. And it has surprised him. So I would think they're going to kind of get after that offensive line and say, go out there, win the line of scrimmage, and let's get the running game going. But we'll see.
Well, Louisiana Tech has a very explosive offense, but NC State, the defense, has held Austin Kendall in check today.
Yeah, and you just got to make him uncomfortable. You don't necessarily have to sack him, but you make him throw it before he wants to, get him off his spot, and they've done a nice job at that. And they've really done a nice job on Marcus Williams there, too, the running back, kind of keeping him in check.
But the defense for the Bulldogs also has stepped up big today.
Well, and I think what has surprised them is so you have the big offensive line of NC State and a smaller, quicker defensive line of La Tech. And the smaller, quicker D-line has won out. They've really gotten off the ball quickly, and it's caused some problems up front for NC State.
For NC State quarterback Devin Leary, 11 of 18, 144 yards in that touchdown pass in that first half. Austin Kendall, 139 yards in the air with a TD. NC State will get the ball first here to start the second half. Jacob Barnes boot things away. Zonovan Knight is deep, but a short squib kick fielded at the 20. Down at the 26. Let's check in with Carter.
Well, John, I just caught up with Skip Holtz, and he just said to me, this is a heck of a football game, isn't it? Yep, it is. And he's really thrilled with his defense. He feels like they're able to contain NC State and speed on the outside of a couple shots that Leary took on the outside. He feels like his cornerbacks have held up. Defensively, they are doing the job. Offensively, he said with Austin Kendall missing some time this week, it took him some time to get into the flow, and they're going to be patient with him in the second half.
All right, Clark, appreciate that. Quick pass to Thomas. Gets a good gain on first down, knocked out of bounds by Cedric Woods.
Yeah, and that's a good first down call. Quick outside pass to Thomas. Let him turn it up, get a first down, and get into a little bit of rhythm early on here in the third quarter.
A gain of 17 for the first passing play in the second half. Leary finds his running back Knight out of the backfield. They haven't been able to get him going on the ground. He does get the reception there.
Yeah, a little wheel route out of the backfield. If he could have kept his feet, he might have been running down that right sideline. First 2 plays of this second half here, La Tech looks like defensively they're a little bit back on their heels as opposed to coming downhill in that first half.
Does NC State hit him with a run play here? Knight is the back, fake it to him, throw to the outside. And C.J. Riley with the catch.
And it almost looks like they're trying to loosen up that La Tech defense with some outside passes. We saw them go to the right, now they go to the left. And that's another way to kind of loosen the linebackers up, loosen that defense up a little bit, and then try to get that running game going that we heard Dave Doran talk about in the first half.
Here's the first run in the second half. Knight up the middle, spins out of the first tackler, but he is brought down at the 40.
And it was Keevy Rose, 94, who was the first tackler. We called his name out a bunch for Louisiana Tech in that first half, and he's playing a heck of a ball game from that nose guard position.
What can NC State do to get this run game going?
To me, I just think it's getting off the ball quicker, with more aggressiveness, more physicality up front.
Leary out of the pocket, trying for the one-handed catch, incomplete to Tootle.
But I will tell you this, John, you just can't run it once, you get a yard or two, and then you get frustrated and go away from it. You either need to commit to it or not, right? And if you commit to it, just know that it might be some tough sledding, but much like it takes time for a skill player, running back, to kind of get in a rhythm, same thing for that offensive line. And once they bust one and start getting some movement up front, then you're going to see more and more positive runs.
So a 3rd and 7 out for the Wolfpack. Leary looking for the screen, incomplete. That's the linebacker, Trey Baldwin, batting that one down.
We've seen a couple rejections today, right, from La Tech. So Trey Baldwin says, let me join the party as well. You see him right left side of the screen, comes through, and you see the quickness as the offensive lineman, Aquanu, just too slow for him. And Baldwin gets there, times his leap perfectly, and knocks it away.
So that'll bring Trenton Gill, the punter, back onto the field for NC State. Harris is the deep man. He'll let that one go over his head, and it'll go at the goal line. What a save on special teams. Now, it was batted by Thomas, but was the ball in the end zone? They're going to say it is a touchback.
Yeah, and remember, in college football, if the ball breaks the plane, it's a touchback. It's not where the feet is, it's where the ball is.
That was close. Thomas was right there at the goal line, but the ball did break the plane. Good effort. Austin Kendall, starting quarterback for Louisiana Tech, coming out for his first drive here in the second half. Bulldogs down by 3. Williams, the running back, gets the handoff. The offensive line for Louisiana Tech is not very big, but they've been able to create some running lanes.
They have, and I think it's a unit that's getting better each and every week. Offensive line is that group that just has to be cohesive, has to play together, and with each and every rep, each and every game, you're going to get better as a unit.
So gain of 4 on first down by Marcus Williams, 2nd and 6. They go back to Williams on the ground. Good block on the outside by a wide receiver. Chopped down 2 yards short. That sent it down to Cart.
Well, good news on the injury front for both teams. Isaiah Graham, the wide receiver, 13 and white. He's back in action after a right leg injury. And then for NC State, starting linebacker Jalen Scott. He tweaked his right ankle late in that second quarter, got it taped up. He's good to go.
3rd and 1, deep pass to Smoke Harris, just over his fingertips, incomplete. Cart, good stuff on the update. What do you think about that 3rd and 1 call?
Yeah, I mean, they tried to take a shot. They thought they had that there. It was really good coverage. And that's the one thing with Smoke Harris. As athletic as he is, he's not a big receiver. You see how much bigger the defensive back is, Jakeen Harris there. He's listed at 5'10". Smoke Harris listed at 5'6", but a bigger difference. So it's hard for him to go up and make those big high-point catches, right, that keep drives alive. And you know me, buddy, partner, I'm conservative. I try to run it with my big back and pick it up and just try to keep the drive alive.
Barajas, another lone line drive. That's to Thomas. He's got some room on the outside across the 50. Knocked out of bounds. A good return. The punter, Barajas, actually knocked him out. But NC State is set up in Tech territory, Louisiana Tech territory.
Well, Thomas says, I made that great play trying to down the ball, but I get a touchback. But on the other half, I'll return it here. Excellent job getting to the outside. Good field position for NC State.
This is the first drive for either team to start in the opponent territory. Here comes Devin Leary. Let's see what he can do with this excellent field position. Pearson moves to his left, takes the handoff. Nope, down to the air. Devin Carter with the catch over the middle.
And I like Devin Carter's a big receiver, 6'3", 216, 217. He can go over the middle, make that catch, take the hit, and still fall forward. Nice target.
Gain of 16. Minutes to play here in this third quarter. 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack offense. Handoff is to Person, finds a gap, now bounces to the outside, inside the 10, runs over a defender. Are you serious? Weight room, Ricky Person, let's go. 24-yard touchdown.
Well, you want to get the running game going. This is one way. A little outside zone. Good job. Good vision as he picks his way through. And he's going to give a little run over and a little stiff arm right here. A little both. The right stiff arm. Ricky Person says, get out of my way with that stiff arm. And it's a lost art. You don't see enough backs throwing the stiff arm. That was a nice right-handed stiff arm there to the defender, putting him on his back.
That was Zeno Hannibal. He just ran over. Up and good. NC State with their largest lead of the ball game, up 20-10. Ricky Person smells the goal line. Get off me!
Here we go. It's up to game here. Second wrap around.
NHL, ESPN, back together again.
The NHL makes its return to ESPN as the new season begins Tuesday, October the 12th, first at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. The defending champs, Lightning, hosting the Penguins, and at 10 p.m. the first ever game for the Kraken. The expansion team out of Seattle taking on the Golden Knights from Vegas. NHL on ESPN is back, baby. Not far from where the Hurricanes play.
Love some hockey. I can't believe it's hockey season already.
Isn't that crazy?
Let's get after it, though. There's nothing better than playoff hockey, by the way. But we got a little ways to go before we get there.
Playoff beard's getting growing. Skip Holtz, what does Louisiana Tech have to do to stop this momentum for NC State? They scored 10 unanswered here.
Well, they were great on third down conversions in that first half. They started 3 for 5. Since then, 0 for 4. And that's really been kind of a bugaboo for them here as of late.
Going to the air on first down. Jacob Adams with the completion over the middle. He's been a steady target, really coming out of that fullback position.
Yeah, he's kind of that hybrid fullback, can play tight end, but he's caught a few passes tonight for some nice gains.
Williams did a nice job in protection to keep Austin Kendall alive. He made 12 on first down. Here comes the pressure by NC State. Blitz is there, and they guess right. Williams goes nowhere.
And that's where I think Austin Kendall has to know, okay, this blitz is walking up. I got to check out of this play because I have another defender that it's not accounted for that we can't block. And you saw that happen. He goes ahead with the play, hands it to Marcus Williams, and there's just nowhere to go. And they get a TFL, a tackle for a loss. And got to be able to check out of that to something else.
So a loss of 2 on first down. 2nd and 12 from the 35. Plenty of time of protection. Now he's going to step up, makes one guy miss. And Isaiah Moore will bring him down. So Louisiana Tech started 3 of 5 on third down, since 0 of 5. And that's helped NC State rattle off unanswered.
And they're going to get another chance here because it's third down once again. As Kendall took off, tried to make it a more manageable third down here.
After a gain of 9, it makes it 3rd and 3. Here comes the pressure again. Kendall. The outside, and somehow Griffin Hebert, that's Herbert, makes the catch.
Yeah, and that's Hebert's first catch of the day, and we talked about him. He's a guy they like to target. They call him the big slot. He's not really a tight end. He's not really a wide receiver. He's that tweener that they like to put in the slot because of his size, 6'3", 6'4", 225, and great concentration there. Makes a huge catch on third down to keep this drive alive.
Hebert, that ball was tipped, stayed with it, makes the catch. Tyler Baker-Williams tipped that one. A big conversion on third down into NC State territory at the 25. When you saw Skip Holt's mouth, he said, "That one's on me," as he calls the timeout.
Yeah, you don't want to burn those timeouts, but Skip Holtz knows the play clock was running down. They didn't have the right call in there, and it was a little out of sorts, so go ahead and burn the timeout. Talk it over after the nice catch by Griffin Hebert.
How about the job Austin Kendall has done? Coming up on 200 yards in the air, he gave up that one pick. But he's kept this NC State defense off balance with his throwing game.
And don't forget, mentioned it, he didn't play last week, right? He was a last-minute scratch. He missed a bunch of practices, and timing can get thrown off because of that. So I think it took him a little time to get going, but he's done a nice job today. There's no doubt about it. And this is a really important drive here halfway through the third quarter. NC State scored the last 10 points in this game, so any type of answer here by La Tech, preferably a touchdown, but even a field goal will go a long way in this game.
So after the timeout, 1st and 10 from the 25. That's Graham, the man in motion. Handoff is to Williams. Williams met in the backfield by Isaiah Moore. Takes him down for a loss.
And that's just quintessential Isaiah Moore there, the captain, the leader. Just playing that Mike linebacker spot, that middle linebacker spot, scrapes inside out, sees it perfectly, and makes the tackle for the loss. Number one, right in the middle of the screen. Watch him scrape inside. No, you have to reach him as an offensive lineman. He's too good of a player not to try to put a hat on him. You don't put a hat on him, you don't get to his level. He scrapes inside like that and makes the play every single time.
This time it's a keeper. Austin Kendall trying to just get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's Isaiah Moore again.
Yeah, I was going to say it's Moore once again. It's his little zone read as Kendall decides to keep it. Isaiah Moore was not fooled. They tried to block him with Jacob Adams, and Moore was able to shed that and make the tackle. So 2 exceptional plays in a row by Isaiah Moore.
Defensive coordinator Tony Gibson told us this week, nothing surprises Isaiah Moore. He said 80% of the time, he knows what play I'm going to call before I even call it. He just studies, watches film. He knows what's going on from his linebacker spot. 3rd and 10 for Louisiana Tech. Kendall, pressured, steps up, slides. He'll be short of the first down marker.
No targeting there. They went over him as he slid. So good job by the NC State defense to come up and get the hold and force a field goal attempt here.
So Kendall picks up 5 yards to help out his field goal kicker, as Jacob Barnes will come on. This will be a 37-yard attempt. Kick is up and good. So Barnes with a 37-yard field goal It is back to a one-possession game. Louisiana Tech down by 7 with just over 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter. This Friday night at a special time at 9 p.m. Eastern, Kelsey Riggs, who's probably got the best shoe game in the business, alongside E.J. Manuel, host In Play live from Blacksburg. They'll discuss the conference's hottest topics, have interviews with legendary players and coaches, as well as an inside look at what it's like to be a student athlete right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. One app, one tap.
You know who else has a good shoe game, John?
Who's that?
My 16-year-old. As I asked my wife yesterday, how does she have the credit card as I see these different shoes come across my account? But I digress.
We talking like Jordans? We talking...
We got Jordans. We got some New Balance is the new thing, she said, coming back. A lot of kids wearing the New Balance, so she got a pair of New Balance. And another pair, totally pink. Of course, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so I love the pink ones. I think they were Nike, I'm not sure. Kids, you gotta love them.
NC State with a 7-point lead with 6:17 to play here in this third quarter. Screen pass to the outside. That's to Porter Rooks.
They like to do that on first down. Quick outside pass to the receiver. Let him turn up. And get 5, 6, 7 yards on first down. Stay ahead of the chains. Open up that offense for you.
NC State in no rush here, up by a touchdown. 2nd and 5 for Devin Leary. Handoff is to Knight. And Knight with a burst of speed cuts back to the middle and is eventually dragged down. Cedric Woods, the safety, drags him down. Not after Knight picks up 13.
Yeah, so it looks like they're having some success with outside zone. So basically they're just trying to stretch that quick defensive line of La Tech. Give it to your back, and then he's got multiple cuts. He can keep it play side, bounce it. He can hit it, square the shoulders and hit it, or he can cut it backside, kind of what Knight did right there. So most running backs like outside zone because it gives them a plethora of ways to cut with the football.
Fake the handoff to Knight. Leary, plenty of time. Strong throw across the field. Incomplete, intended for C.J. Riley.
Corner route by route, just can't bring it in. B.J. Williamson was in on coverage there. Tail end of it just off that left hand. As Leary just tries to fit it in that window.
Knight enters the backfield with Leary. Toss is to Knight. Got a lane, and all of a sudden, Zonovan Knight is breaking off double-digit runs. He started this game 5 carries, 10 yards, and now finding some holes.
That's a little old-school quick pitch left. You see the line all reach to the left. Give Zonovan Knight some room. Great block there on the outside as well as Knight gets up in there. And starting to get some room here. Run the football.
Dylan Perrin with a good block on the outside, a gain of 15. Same play, same side. Knight still on his feet, that across the 30. Keedy Rose finally stops him.
And I'm one of those old school players as well. I mean, you see the two offensive linemen pull out, excellent job. Ekwonu there. Keep running it, right? Hey, if they're not going to stop it, let's just keep feeding it to the back until they can. So 2 times in a row, they go quick pitch left for success.
That's now 3 straight rushes for 10 or more yards. Clock winds down under 4 minutes here in this third quarter. Leary to throw. Right side. Got a man. Complete. Devin Carter showing off the hops to reel that one in.
And that's just ball skills right there by Devin Carter, right? You're one-on-one. Leary puts it up, and Devin Carter just goes and finds it. Big body, little out and up, gets grabbed, doesn't matter. Just go locate it, go up and catch it with your hands. That's what you want your receivers to do.
Two wide receivers on the bottom of the screen. Leary looking left side, complete, end zone, touchdown. C.J. Riley with a 5-yard touchdown grab as NC State extends their lead.
And Riley was just the underneath receiver. You know, you got Devin Carter, Mecca Mezzi. You know, not a lot of room because you're down closer to the goal line, but they're stretching the field to the back of the end zone. And C.J. Riley just sits underneath. Leary puts it on him, and then Riley smelling that goal line. Get it through the goal line. Good job.
Dummies on attack on the extra point. And NC State now opens up their largest lead of the game, up by 14.
Take a look at it here. Watch the receivers are going to push up, and that's Carter that pushes up, and then C.J. Riley just sits down right there. Just sit as two defenders go with Devin Carter. Leary puts it on quickly, and then Riley cuts it up and makes sure he gets it across the goal line. So that is taking what the defense gives you, right? Two defenders are going to go with Devin Carter, take the easy throw underneath the C.J. Riley, and let him turn it up and score the touchdown. That's good football right there. Good recognition and good execution.
7 plays, 71 yards for the touchdown. What did you notice differently about the play calling on that drive?
Well, I like the outside zone runs, right? So we had some outside zone, and I would even put the quick pitch in there. That's kind of outside zone as well because you're pulling your offensive lineman, and you're giving your running back some gaps. I thought in the first half, La Tech had success with kind of the inside zone run NC State was doing. Now you get outside zone, kind of loosening up, and then some quick passes to the perimeter as well. And they've kind of loosened up that Louisiana Tech defense, and it's been very good for NC State here in this third quarter.
All right, Skip Holtz. What does Louisiana Tech have to do to get back into this game down by 14?
We got to answer, right? Because the momentum now is on NC State. So you got to keep they're moving the ball pretty good. They've had, some third down stops, but really I think it's self-inflicted. They've tried to take some shots vertical where I think you can go either underneath or run the ball. So you got to convert. You just got to methodically go down here and answer, but I think you need to answer with a touchdown here to get it back to one score.
Williams is the running back. He gets the touch. And he is just bottled up by this NC State defense. Let's send it down the cart.
Heartbeat of the defense is Isaiah Moore, unequivocally. Reedy, you've been talking about him sniffing out plays, and he knows everything that's happening with this Louisiana Tech offense. He wants to be a coach after football. He coached this past spring at Cardinal Gibbons High School locally. He's got it in his blood, man.
Kendall in trouble. Will throw that one out of bounds, third down.
Well, unfortunately for him, Cark, I think he might have to put his coaching career just on the back burner a little bit because I think Isaiah Moore is going to be playing on Sundays. I think he's going to get a shot somewhere. He's 6'2", he's about 240, he can run, and just you talked about how smart he is. His football IQ is it's way up there, and so got a feeling he's going to be a great coach someday, but going to have to put it on hold. I think he's okay with that.
At the end of that play, Austin Kendall was feeling his neck as he was pushed out of bounds. Play clock is down to 3. 3rd and 10. Got to get this one off. And they don't. Yes. Nope. They're going to blow this one dead.
5-yard penalty. Still third down.
So delay a game, 5-yard penalty would back up Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, the wheels kind of falling off a little bit, and you see Austin Kendall still feeling that neck. And they're just a little out of sorts right now, and NC State has definitely taking control of the momentum here in this second half.
Skip Holtz not happy with how quickly they started the play clock after that last play ended when Austin Kendall was out of bounds. That led to the 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd and 15 now. Kendall in trouble again, just has to get it away. Incomplete. Devin Van with the pressure.
Yeah, and when it's 3rd and 15, I mean, you're pinning your ears back if you're a defensive lineman. You are getting after the quarterback. And, even if that's completed, you're going to get a 1 or 2 yard gain. It's not going to help you on 3rd and 15. And Skip Holtz still giving it to the head.
Well, he's got a point, right? Well, if your quarterback is down and out of bounds, how is he supposed to get back into the play? A good punt away. Thomas finally corrals it. Gets to the outside and knocked out of bounds. Hannibal ran him out.
And I think that's what Skip Holtz was upset about. He wanted the referee, Gary Patterson, to give the old raise the roof signal and reset the play clock. They never did that. It started 40 seconds from the end of the play, and they were just all out of sorts and ended up taking the delay of game. And now they have to really buckle down here on defense and try to get a stop here because NC State playing much better on both sides of the ball here in the 3rd quarter.
Ricky Person gets the touch. And all of a sudden, NC State is starting to find some holes up front in the run game. Here's what happened the last drive.
Yeah. Well, it's outside zone. He's on the Knight. A little quick pitch with Knight to the left side. And you see the offensive lineman getting out, pulling, reaching, getting some space, giving their back some different lanes. And what play did they open this series up? As we take a look at the touchdown by C.J. Raleigh. And what play did they open this series up? Outside zone to the left once again. So they found the right play for their running game.
2nd and 6 to the air. That's Parham. And that'll bring up 3rd down.
Good job hitting the tight end over the middle. So the good thing is you don't pick it up, but you get it to a manageable 3rd down. Like 3rd and 3, if you talk to most offensive coordinators, obviously you don't want to be in 3rd, but if you get to 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, that's a manageable down that opens their playbook up as we take a look at Tim Beck, the offensive coordinator for NC State.
9 different receivers have made a catch for NC State. 3rd and 2 on the ground. This is Person.
I believe he's got it. Good push there at the end by Person. Again, bigger back, 222. And see, and I love that, right? That attitude, John. 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. You're thinking, okay, I got a big offensive line, a big back. I'm going to go get it, right? That's an attitude. Go push the line of scrimmage, give it to my back, and go get me 200 yards instead of trying to throw it all around. I like that out of Tim Beck, and he's done that a few times in the second half here.
Clock winding down on this 3rd quarter with 12 seconds to play. To the ground once again. There's Person, avoids the blitz, gets to the outside, stops short. He's just mashing all the buttons on the controller.
Well, Dave Dorn said he wanted to run the ball better in the second half. They surely have.
A gain of 17. And that's how the 3rd quarter will end. NC State making an effort to run the ball, trying to put this game away. Getting ready for the start of the 4th quarter here in Raleigh. If you're just joining us, this game was all tied up at 10 apiece with under a minute to play in the first half. Louisiana Tech had the ball. It was a 3rd and short. And here's the start of the 4th quarter. Mezzi threw his hands, incomplete. So it was 10-10 with a minute to play. Louisiana Tech had a 3rd and short. Instead of just picking up the first down, they went for a deep pass. It was incomplete. Gave the ball back to NC State. Was able to convert that into a field goal to end the half. And ever since that field goal, NC State has really taken control of this football game, now with a 14-point lead.
And I mean, as you look at games, I mean, you can pick out 3 or 4 pretty crucial plays that, you know, during the course of the game, you just look back and say, yeah, if that could have went another way, would have been, it could have been a much different outcome.
Leary to the air. That's Thomas, will be chopped down at the 39. 3rd down.
Yeah, and it's 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8 here. This is a money down here for Louisiana Tech on defense. You have to get a stop. You have to get them off the field. Now, of course, North Carolina State is kind of in that tweener land. You know, the ball's at the 38-yard line or so. So, to me, this is probably 2-down territory, 4-down territory if you're Dave Dorn and Tim Beck, your offensive coordinator. So you're probably calling this play knowing you have 2 downs to pick this up. It's what I think they believe.
3rd and 7. Here comes the blitz. Was that picked off? No, it was not. It looked like Cedric Woods had a chance. He jumped the route. What a great read by the cornerback.
Yeah, the young corner out of Monroe, Louisiana does a nice job. You said it perfectly. Jumps the route. Yeah, ball bounces up. Great job one-hopping it, but he did a nice job jumping that route and breaking it up. And, yeah, they're going to go for it. I figured they would, being where they're at.
4th and 7. Here comes the pressure. Did Louisiana Tech jump off sides?
Well, they moved, but they weren't in the neutral zone, so the offense can't react to that. So I think that's going to be on Ekwonu, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be a false start, but we'll see.
Offside, defense.
And I'm wrong.
Number 86.
The ACC crew says offsides.
5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Here's the look. Did he?
Boy,
into the neutral zone.
Yeah, I didn't think he did either, but yeah.
That's a tough call.
But, you know, they could also rule that simulation is what drew the offensive up. But that is a tough call, for sure.
That's Ben Bell, the defensive end. Turns a 4th and 7 into a 4th and 2. On the ground. And it's going to be close. Person was stopped. Trey Baldwin was there on the stop.
Yeah, I'm with you, partner. It's all about the spot.
I don't know if he got
First down, Louisiana Tech.
They're saying he did not. 1st down, Louisiana Tech. What a stop for the Bulldogs defense. This game is not over yet. It is a 2-possession ball game. We'll be back. Welcome back. Louisiana Tech with a screen pass incomplete. Keon Henry Brooks could not reel that one in.
And those are those tough ones, man. On 1st down, you want to stay ahead of the chains. You got to complete those. We saw that a couple times today where, you know, even if you only pick up 2 or 3, you're at least advancing, staying ahead of the chains. But, man, when you don't complete those uncontested passes, put yourself in a hole.
Under 14 minutes to play, a ton of time, but you get the sense that this is a critical drive for the Bulldogs here. 2nd and 10. Kendall steps up. Now he's going to take off with his feet, finds the 1st down marker, and slides down.
Smart player, too. He made sure he picked up the 1st down before he slid, because they're going to mark it back as soon as you start your slide, but he was to the 1st down marker. And you know, they had some success in the first half, John, with a little up-tempo, right? And I just think down 2 scores in the 4th quarter, there's plenty of time left, don't get me wrong, but I think if they kind of get the tempo going a little bit, it can help them get into a rhythm offensively.
Henry Brooks is in the backfield with Austin Kendall. Now Bear will make a shift to the outside. Play clock down to 3. Kendall looking right side. He's got a man open. Trey Harris at the 30-yard line reels it in. Harris had a big game last week against North Texas, and the coaching staff loves how he is stepping up lately.
And there's no doubt Austin Kendall changed that play. You saw the receivers move on the left side. He had one-on-one coverage on the outside with Trey Harris. And that's a 50-50 ball that you have confidence that your young receiver is going to go up and make that catch.
Henry Brooks on the carry, a good gain on first down as Louisiana Tech using the tempo now.
And I think when they did that in the first half, it kind of kept that NC State defense a little off kilter.
Four wide receivers set on 2nd and 6. Henry Brooks remains in the backfield. Kendall throwing left side, the push-off, and Bub Means with the touchdown. I'm surprised they didn't call offensive pass interference, but no flags down, and Louisiana Tech is back in it.
Letting them play. Love it. Another 50-50 ball that time to Bub Means. And there's some good-sized receivers for La Tech. Bub Means is 6'2", 205-pounder, and just one-on-one on the outside. Good protection. NC State sent some pressure. Yeah, a little hand jockeying, but yeah, I don't think enough there to draw a flag, John. And Bub Means goes up and makes that catch, and we have a one-possession ball game.
How about it? The Bulldogs just keep fighting here in Raleigh. It looked like it was going to be a blowout at one point, but Louisiana Tech right back in it. The crowd here at Carter-Finley Stadium is just stunned. Louisiana Tech only down by 7, but there is a ton of time to play here in this fourth quarter.
It just felt like for NC State the knockout punch was coming, right? And it just didn't come. And La Tech says, we're going to answer here.
Knight on the return will be pushed out of bounds. They had a chance. They were up by 14, and like you said, if they score a touchdown there, you're up by 21. Instead, Louisiana Tech hanging around like they've done all season long. All 4 games this season have been decided by a single possession. That's the first time since 2011.
They did exactly what you need to do, right? You get the stop on 4th down, huge stop on 4th down. Then you turn it into a touchdown, right? You take it down the field and score. And that's how you stay in games. That's how you have one-possession games every game of the season thus far for Louisiana Tech.
Knight's in the backfield with Leary. Knight will get the handoff. And I've noticed when they run inside, the tackles haven't had much room. Instead, when they run to the outside with a toss or some kind of a sweep, that's when they've been getting a lot more space.
Yeah, again, that's outside zone. That time they did it out of a pistol set. You know, so you put Knight behind Leary that's in the shotgun. And again, just outside zone. It just gives them a little more space, I think. And as a former running back, you love that because it doesn't pin you down to one specific hole and cut you got to make. You can keep it play side, you can bounce it. You can cut it back. There's multiple things you can do with outside zone.
2nd and 6. Here's the toss to Knight. Trey Baldwin in there on the stop. 3rd down.
Yeah, and then they go toss to the wide side there, but good job by La Tech defensively to get up there and make that tackle, not letting that thing break out the backside and get it to a 3rd and 3. So now here, this is the chess match, right? What are you going to do offensively, and then defensively? Can you get another stop?
NC State 2 for 9 on 3rd downs today.
And they've been running it a lot, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, so we'll see if they decide to run it once again, maybe with outside zone.
Knight. No, they fake the handoff. Throw it to the outside, complete to Trent Penix. 1st down, Wolfpack.
Yeah, well, you love the play call by Tim Beck, right? So you fake the run underneath like you're going to go zone to the right, and then you bring Penix back underneath the formation into the flat. Just a quick little dump pass by Leary to pick up the first down. That's a nice play call.
Leary looking deep, incomplete. Here comes the penalty flag. Was intended for Thomas.
And you just love it because you see Thomas.
Pass interference, defense, number 4, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
You see Thomas point to the back judge saying, "Where's the flag?" And you see B.J. Williams jump in the air because he knows the flag's coming, and it came.
Williamson, the safety, was called on the penalty.
And he's a physical safety, and you have to be. And when you're physical and aggressive like that, you're going to get calls like that. You have to have a short memory if you're a defensive back because you're going to get calls, but you got to flush it and you got to get ready for the next play because they're going to come back at you again.
So 1st and 10, handoff is to Knight. Finds a hole over the left side and some room across the 20, down inside the 15.
And I believe it was 28, Dylan Parham had an exceptional seal block to the right side. You're going to see a down block. You can't really catch it right there, and it was on Trey Baldwin, La Tech's exceptional linebacker, and that's what Springs runs. You're going to get a better look at it here. Yeah, it was Parham, 20. You saw him, Parham kind of hook block Trey Baldwin, and that allowed Knight to bounce that to the outside. Excellent blocking at the point of attack by NC State.
To the red zone, NC State on 1st and 10. Back to Knight, and he gets no gain on 1st down. Jackie Carabin was there on the stop.
You mentioned it earlier, John. NC State in no hurry whatsoever. They should use the entire play clock. We look at David Blackwell, defensive coordinator for La Tech.
His defense got chewed up earlier this season, but think about the offenses he's gone against. Mississippi State and SMU, 2 very good offense. So his defense a little underrated here. 2nd and 10. And Leary just throws that one away.
I mean, and obviously, Louisiana Tech wants to win every game. They want to try to come back and win this game today. But regardless of the outcome today, they're in a good position in Conference USA. They're 1-0 in conference. They've had a really tough start to the season just because they've played very good teams. And again, I talked about it earlier in the broadcast. It is going to make them stronger as they get into the meat of their conference play in Conference USA. And I think they're going to be a tough team in that conference. And at the end of the day, they're going to be up towards the top when this season ends with a chance.
Chance for a big stop here on 3rd and 10. Leary finds Rooks right at the 1st down marker, and they give him the spot for a 1st down. It's now 1st and goal.
No, it's just second effort. Yeah, second effort. Trey Baldwin, number 3, has a chance to make the tackle and keep him short of the 1st down. He's able to bounce off him, keep his balance, and get to the line to gain. Right here, if Trey Baldwin can make that tackle, he can't. Rooks is able to bounce off that and get to the 1st down marker.
NC State in the red zone tonight, 4 for 4. Now under 8 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Handoff is to Knight. He's got a hole, and he is in there. Just walks across the goal line. A 4-yard touchdown run for Zonovan Knight, and it's back to a 2-score lead for NC State.
And you just love the changes they made at halftime, right? You're going to see the motion guy come, and it's Parham again with a nice kick-out block. Boom, they seal the inside, and just, again, outside zone to Zonovan Knight. You know, so the changes they made at halftime, they obviously talked to the offensive line. They looked and saw what they needed to do, and then I think the offensive line playing with a little more gusto here in the second half as well.
Dunn tacks on the extra point. NC State back on top, up by 14 off the run by Donovan Knight. You're watching the ACC on ESPN. We're in Raleigh, North Carolina, fourth quarter. NC State with a 14-point lead. And take a look at the running back comparison for the Wolfpack. Donovan Knight and Ricky Person, I mean, they're basically identical.
Yeah, almost like twins, right? Listen, it's a luxury when you have two backs that you can put in. Very similar. A few differences, but not much. You love that as Tim Beck, your offensive coordinator. You don't lose anything when you put one in over the other, and the statistics show that right there.
Well, across the ACC, the conference is honoring the first African-American athlete in each sport. So the ACC Unite Award for NC State recipients: Erwin Holmes for track and tennis, Manuel Crockett for track, Gwen Jenkins in basketball, and Cynthia Steele, both women's basketball players back in 1974. It's important to honor the impact in the areas of racial and social justice. Nice job, the ACC Unite Award.
Yeah, an important award. Keep it going. Nice job by the conference.
Down by 2 scores, a 14-point lead for NC State. Empty backfield for Kendall. Looks right side, finds his dump off. Means is just lifted off his feet for a short gain.
This is what Louisiana Tech needs to up that tempo now. As he said, Means kind of got lifted up, brought back, only ended up picking up 3 or 4 yards on that first down play.
Kendall, he'll step up. He's got some daylight, slides down. And that's a first down. It's Tanner Engel.
He slid late. Tanner Engel
get up, and now he's going to go back down to the turf as he grabs his right leg.
Well, this is the old sliding into second base, breaking up a double play, because what happened was Austin Kendall cleated Tanner Engel there as he slid.
Hopefully Engel can walk this one off. NC State cannot afford to lose another starter on defense. Oh, cleats up. Well, after that injury timeout for Tanner Engel, back to play here. 1st and 10 after Kendall got that first down on the slide. Blitz comes, gets the ball away, complete. What a catch by Samuel Emulus.
And we haven't called Emulus's name out much today. One-on-one on the outside. Austin Kendall recognized it immediately and went for it. And he goes up and makes a great catch over Battle, the corner.
Louisiana Tech going quick. Kendall slides down.
In the last 2 possessions for La Tech, Kendall has made some plays with his feet, and it's very important. And he doesn't hesitate, too. When he comes out of the pocket, he knows he's going to run. He goes, and he picks up what he can, and another first down for Louisiana Tech.
Henry Brooks now on the ground. Bangs his way down to the 20-yard line as we approach 6:15 to play here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, down 2 scores first and foremost, right? Can't rush. You got to get this first touchdown in. And then from there, you can decide what you want to do, but got to get in the end zone first.
Good to see Tanner Engel, the safety, back on the field for NC State. 2nd and 6 for the Bulldogs. Using up a lot of clock here. Under 6 minutes to play. Play clock at 10. Kendall, quick pass over the middle. Marked down at the 15. That's Emilus. So gain of, that's Harris. Smoke Harris, a gain of 5. Now 3rd and 1. Going quick on the ground. And a quarterback keeper by Austin Kendall picking up the first down.
And they had him stopped, but Austin Kendall shows you his toughness. He knew he needed to get a yard. He needed to break through this tackle. This is zone read. He pulls it. The defender, Isaiah Moore, their best defender, is there. He reads it right. Austin Kendall just makes the play, and that's just will. He just knew he needed to get that yard, and he went and got it.
Corey Durden also had a chance to stop him short. Under 5 minutes to play, 1st and 10. Kendall feeling the pressure, has to get rid of it. Good to see another down.
And that's the right decision. Everyone's covered. You're outside of the pocket. Throw that thing away, and as you said, live for another down. Do not make a mistake forcing it in somewhere where you should not on that play.
That's the veteran presence of Austin Kendall. Starting his career at Oklahoma, transferred to West Virginia. Thought his playing career was done. He took a 6-figure paying job in medical sales. Said he loved it. He didn't want to leave. But he gave football another chance, and here he is, down by 2 scores, 2nd and 10. Complete over the middle. That's Griffin Hebert still on his feet. Oh my goodness, what an effort. Touchdown, Louisiana Tech.
That's how you finish off a run after the catch. Yak yards, right? Hebert makes the catch, lower his shoulder, get low, keep churning, get to the goal line, and get a little help here. Get some offensive linemen there. Now that he doesn't need it, it gets in anyway. Man, you love yards after the catch like that from Griffin Hebert.
Jacob Barnes tacks on the extra point. It is a 7-point ball game with under 5 minutes to play here in Raleigh. Raise your hand if you saw this one coming. Louisiana Tech just went 9 plays, 75 yards. An impressive Griffin Hebert effort. He thought he was down inside the 5, kept his feet going, and it is just a 7-point ball game with under 5 minutes to play here in Raleigh. Another good kick by the Bulldogs. They've done this all day. Knight on the return across the 30, out to the 35. Well, the talk all day was about North Carolina State's defense, but for the first time this year, they've given up 3 passing touchdowns. Louisiana Tech, once again, all 4 games this year decided by a single possession. Here we go again, down by 7.
And you hear coaches talk about 4-minute offense, right? This is 4-minute offense right here. Can you control the ball running it? Can you get first downs, make La Tech call their timeouts, and get this win?
Person is the back. Bounces to the outside. Gain of about 5 on first down. They send it down the park.
You know, this run game has come alive, and NC State can zap this clock, and if they do, I've seen a lot of success on the left side running behind Ike Ekwonu. He has a mean streak. He has incredible feet. He was a high school wrestler and also ran the final leg in a relay team in high school too. So he is light on his feet. He's driving the defensive line back consistently. If you watch 79 in black all night long, dominant. And when they run behind him, it's lights out.
All right, Kark sending some love to the O-line. I like it.
Well, and Kark brings up a great point. Because he's athletic in that size, you can run outside zone with him because his feet are good.
Nice tackle.
Well, they weren't listening to Kark because they didn't run to the left side. They ran to the right side and they get tackled for a loss. And by the way, it should be illegal. A human that big shouldn't be able to run that fast. You shouldn't be running relays. That's something wrong with that.
Trey Baldwin with that tackle. That is his 11th tackle of the night. Here we go. This is a big 3rd and 6. Can Louisiana Tech's defense get off the field? Leary out of the shotgun, over the middle, incomplete. This game is not over yet. Louisiana Tech forces the stop, and NC State will punt it away.
Well, David Blackwell dialed up a blitz. Devin Leary goes to his receiver, one-on-one coverage with B.J. Williamson, the safety. We've called his name out all night. You got one-on-one coverage underneath and on top. Williamson with a nice break on the ball to break it up.
Trenton Gill boots that one away. Harris, the deep man, fields it at his 9. And he is chopped down immediately at the 10. Keon Lassane with good coverage on special teams.
Yeah, they've done a nice job keeping Smoke Harris in check. Hit a 67-yard punt return last week. Not much today, but listen, 2:56, 2 timeouts. I like the rhythm Austin Kendall has been in the last couple possessions. I think the key to this drive is he's got to make some plays with his feet once again. And he's done it the last couple times. If he can do that again and spread the ball around, I think they have a chance to go down the field here. And he needs to protect the football as well, obviously.
Now he's facing an outstanding NC State defense. But tonight, Louisiana Tech has just gashed them 408 yards so far. Going to start from the 11, 1st and 10. Kendall backs up into his own end zone, gets rid of it.
You know, when we talked to defensive coordinator Tony Gibson for NC State this week, he's told us, and we both kind of looked at him in the Zoom, that on film, Louisiana Tech's offense was better than Clemson that they faced a few weeks ago. And it's proving it out right now with what they're doing tonight in this game.
When he said that, I didn't believe him. I said, wait, let me hear that straight. You think Louisiana Tech's offense is better than Clemson? He said, yeah.
On film, he said, on film, but he's seeing it up close and personal tonight.
2nd and 10. That's a completion over the middle. What a tight window. Austin Kendall finds Trey Harris for a 1st down.
And here's the other thing the last couple possessions. His receivers are making catches for him. You know, he's Harris there. We saw Hebert. Emilis made a big catch. So players are making plays, and that's all you can ask him to do.
Marcus Williams with a run up the middle. And the bodies are getting up a little slower here late in the 4th quarter. Four wide receiver set for the Bulldogs. Kendall has time. Another completion. Harris again, the sure hands. He is starting to step up here late.
And oh, by the way, the coaches told us he was a little banged up coming into this game, just from playing, the physicality of the game, and looks pretty good to me.
They think Trey Harris has a chance to be a star at wide receiver. 1st and 10, under 2 minutes to play. Kendall, using his legs, gets out of bounds.
And there's the maturity of Austin Kendall. Snap wasn't great. He avoids a sack, and he's able to at least pick up a couple yards and get out of bounds. Now, the clock's under 2 minutes, which is important. Out of bounds, it will not start again until the snap.
So Kendall able to scamper for 3 on 1st down, 2nd and 7. La Tech has 2 timeouts remaining here. Kendall rolling out. Another completion, and that's a 1st down. Smoke Harris with the grab. Gain of 8.
As receivers are running nice routes, he's putting on them. They're making all the catches.
Kendall, strong throw across the field. Taj McGee with the grab.
And I believe that's the 8th different receiver that's caught a ball tonight for Austin Kendall. Talk about spreading it around.
I mean, you are seeing why Austin Kendall was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school. A lot of schools wanted him. Went to Oklahoma, didn't work out for him, but found his way to Louisiana Tech. Under a minute 30 to play. Pressured. Ball is out. Louisiana Tech did fall on top of it.
And they were able to take the timeout there as well. Smart by Skip Holtz.
Fumble recovery by Louisiana Tech. Timeout. Louisiana Tech. That's their second charge timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
And you saw Austin Kendall kind of pointing his own chest saying, that's got to be, that's on me. I got to know better. I need to step up in the pocket as he gets stripped. And again, Tony Gibson, aggressive, goes after him. Can't catch that number who got there to the outside, knocked that ball away. He'll get credit for a sack there. But just an aggressive defense selling out, getting to Austin Kendall. He was just not able to step up in the pocket and throw that ball.
That's a defensive end, Daniel Joseph, with the strip sack. That's a loss of 8. Louisiana Tech calls their second timeout, now have 1 remaining. I mean, just take a look at the numbers for Austin Kendall. Didn't play last week due to medical reasons. Didn't practice Monday or Tuesday. But he's come back out against one of the best defenses in the country, thrown for over 300 yards and 3 TDs.
And the 13 for 59 with his feet. He's made some plays there as well tonight.
Kendall, another man. Smoke Harris sheds a tackler, makes another guy miss. Jakeem Harris finally with the stop.
Yep, now
first down tempo, for Louisiana Tech as we approach a minute to play. Excuse me, 3rd and 5 for Louisiana Tech. Kendall gets rid of it. Incomplete. That's the first incompletion of the drive. McGee tried to make the one-handed grab.
Yeah, and this is the ball game here, right? 4th down, 4th and 5, and just a little hand jockey in there. Almost a great catch by McGee. Goes up with that one hand, just can't make it. Boy, Kendall's tough. You know, he knew he was going to take a hit there in the pocket. Tyler Baker-Williams, the nickelback, comes in there, and this is the ball game.
Timeout. North Carolina State. That's their first charge timeout
so
of the half.
NC State will take their first time out of the half on this big 4th and 5.
And that's interesting, right? That's the chess match, because I almost think, like, you know, La Tech only has 1 timeout. They got to keep it, right? So they're kind of, your quarterback just takes a big hit, and they're kind of in there 4th and 5, and I almost think you're ready to go. You call a timeout because you want your defense set, but that gives Louisiana Tech a chance here to go through their playbook as well and get the right call on 4th and 5.
If you're La Tech, who do you go to?
Well, he spread it around a lot. They like running slant patterns, right? Because they got to believe that NC State's going to come with some pressure because they've been doing all night. So they've been getting one-on-one coverage on the outside. So they like those receivers in the slant. He's gone to them all. I kind of like something to get Austin Kendall out of the pocket to give him a two-way chance here. Either throw it or pick it up with his feet if he has to.
4 wide receivers set. Movement on the line. Here comes a penalty flag. This play will not count.
So now La Tech's going to say, listen, the defense moved first, which made us move. We saw this call earlier, go for NC State, and that's what they're talking about right now.
It looked like it was Terrell Dawkins, the man who might have jumped for NC State. And that's what Skip Holtz is saying. He said, last time this situation, you called it against us. I better be getting this one.
False start.
Because it looked identical.
Number 76.
Wow.
5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
And Skip Holtz is hot. He does not like it. That was an identical play before, and it doesn't go their way again.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing, they got together and talked. The only thing I could think they would say was he wasn't lined up directly over him, therefore his movement shouldn't made him move. But, I'm just trying to think, getting the heads of the referee, because you're right. We had a play similar to that earlier in the game that went in favor of North Carolina State.
Gary Patterson, the referee for this all-ACC crew. Daniel Joseph is the injured player down for NC State.
And I'm pretty sure that's what they're telling him. He wasn't lined up directly over him, and that's why they went with the false start.
But now, if you go back to the previous play that they called on Ben Bell, he wasn't lined up over them as well.
And the thing is, there's no doubt that Brian Roselle moved because of the movement of the defense. He was looking right at him. As soon as that defensive tackle came, he kick-stepped, he rock-stepped out of there. And it's unfortunate that goes against Louisiana Tech. And it's exactly what Skip Holtz is saying, is we had this exact play earlier in the game, and it went against us then. Now it's going against us again. So you understand why he's upset, and rightfully so.
You hate to see games come down to the officials, especially such a hard-fought game like this one.
And 4th and 10 is a world different than 4th and 5. I mean, it changes the play completely, what you had called.
Well, this is not a good sign. Daniel Joseph. NC State already is down 3 starters on defense. Paul Carcaterra talked about it in the open. Peyton Wilson, the linebacker. Cyrus Fagan, the safety. They both went down in the first game of the year against Mississippi State.
Well, that's a really good sign that he's walking off. He's been active tonight. Had the strip sack earlier in this possession.
Taped up that right ankle, is back out there. 4th and 10 now for Louisiana Tech.
And now really, running it for Austin Kendall is kind of out of the question. 4th and 10. You got to believe, once again, NC State's going to send some pressure. You're going to have one-on-one somewhere. So Austin Kendall's job is find the one-on-one matchup that you're most comfortable in. Give your receiver a chance to make a play, right? You got to give yourself a chance to at least convert this and keep this game alive.
This is the ball game. 4th and 10 for Louisiana Tech. Kendall out of the shotgun. Pressured. He's going to run for it. And he's got it. First down, Bulldogs. The grad transfer does it again, but he is slow to get up this time.
Well, he took a big shot. And, of course, right when I say his feet are out of it, he picks it up with his feet. North Carolina State didn't blitz that time. They dropped back in zone coverage. And Austin Kendall was able to recognize that and go. I mean, you see the linebacker there just running right out in coverage. Tanner Engel has to come up to make that hit, but it's not until Austin Kendall picks up the first down.
Austin Kendall, with that run, is now the leading rusher for Louisiana Tech today. 14 attempts, 63 yards on the ground. And it looks like
those numbers
stay
are
in the ball
actually,
game.
yeah, and those numbers are actually skewed, John, too, because he loses yardage on sacks he takes. So he's actually had a better day running than those numbers suggest. Now the question is, did Louisiana Tech have to burn a timeout there or not? I am not sure with what's going on.
So it looks like they did not burn the timeout, which would mean that Austin Kendall would have to come off for a play. That means backup quarterback Aaron Allen, who made the start last week against North Texas, he went 14 of 18 with 137 yards. He is in the game. He's going to have to play at least one snap.
And the clock's running, John. The clock's running. They wasted 10 seconds. I don't know what they're doing.
Clock's at 25. The backup Allen is in the game. Clock is now at 20. got to get the play off. At 15, they make the snap. Allen throws right, incomplete. But look how much time went off that clock.
It's inexcusable. You can't do that. Skip Holtz, I know you want to keep that time out. Go ahead and burn it. Your starting quarterback has to go out and play. Go ahead and burn it. I mean, you lost. Was it 30? It was 41 seconds, I believe, when that play started. I believe. 40 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, they
was at 41 seconds, and they didn't realize the clock was running.
Which you just can't do. You just can't do that.
Well, here we go. Austin Kendall back in the game with 11 seconds to play. And NC State's now going to call a timeout.
North Carolina State, that's their second charge, timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
If you're Louisiana Tech on that last play, should they have called a timeout?
I think they should have. Skip Holtz believed they could get Aaron Allen out there and run the play quickly, but they didn't. I think if you ask him, in hindsight, it's 2020, once he realized the clock was running on the sideline, he probably should have went ahead and burned the timeout. You would have only wasted 5 or 10 seconds at that point. But Aaron Allen's going through his normal reads and progressions, and what was it? My math probably about 29 seconds, I think that play took, right? Yeah, 29 seconds.
He snapped the ball. The clock started when it was at 41 seconds.
Yeah.
He didn't
so
snap
30
it
seconds.
until it was down to 15.
And caught 4 seconds off the play. So now, 11 seconds, you basically got 2 plays left. You could still use the middle of the field because you have that timeout left. You got to get it to a point where the last play you can at least take a shot at the end zone.
Austin Kendall on the field at the 30. 2nd and 10. He's going to run down at the 22, and Louisiana Tech will call their final timeout with 5 seconds
Louisiana
to play.
Tech, that's their 3rd and final charge timeout of the half. Full timeout.
So, I mean, you're in Hail Mary time, but you're in a great position on the field. So it depends if they want to run a straight play here. It'll be interesting to see what Tony Gibson does defensively. The last time they had him in a 3rd down situation, he didn't blitz. He dropped back in full coverage. I think he'll do that again and just try to protect the goal line. So do you flood a zone with 3 receivers for La Tech and just see what you can do? Or do you run a normal play and see if you can get in isolation somewhere? I just don't think NC State's gonna play a defense that's gonna give you an isolation anywhere. They're gonna be protecting that goal line. So in essence, although you're at the wherever the ball spotted about the 25.
Let's go back to that bad clock usage, because Austin Kendall goes off after being injured. The game clock is at 41. As soon as they start the clock, the backup Aaron Allen goes in and is completely unaware.
Yeah, and Gary Patterson ran the clock, and now someone on the sideline at this point has to know. You have to have clock management. Go ahead and take the timeout. You would have wasted 10, but in essence, they waste 30 seconds on that play. I mean, it's a difference of, 4 or 5 plays.
And now it all comes down to the final play of the ball game. Louisiana Tech out of timeouts, 5 seconds on the clock. Kendall takes the snap to the end zone. Intercepted! Jakeem Harris seals the win for NC State, and the Wolfpack survive.
That's the end of the game.
Kendall had to get it into the end zone. It was in double coverage, and Jakeem Harris saves the day for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he did what I said he needed to do, right? Get it up in the air, give your receiver a chance. Trey Harris was there. Just too many defenders around. You knew NC State was going to play a bubble defense back there. But he got it into the end zone. He gave his receiver a chance. And another whale of a ball game. Another one-possession ball game for Louisiana Tech.
Let's send it down to Kark with the game-winning coach.
Coach, we all know Louisiana Tech has a heck of an offense. What gives you the confidence late in the game for the defense to make a stop like that?
Well, we needed to make one. We didn't play very well defensively there. I thought our offense came alive in the second half. We made the play we needed to. Jakeem Harris, on his birthday, gets the interception to close it out. So it's great to see him finish the game that way.
What allowed the run game to come alive in the second half?
Strain. We just strained. We did not play. I thought we were uptight, like playing not to win in the first half on offense. Don't know why. But we woke up in the second half.
What's this last week been like for you in the program, coming off that huge win against Clemson and then facing a team that maybe the rest of the college football world doesn't know how good is? We do. What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, look, they had Mississippi State beat. They had SMU beat. Those are two good football teams. We came off a very emotional win and put a good team away, and so proud of our guys for finding a way to win tonight.
Thank you, Coach.
Go Pack.
All right, Cart, good stuff. Greeny, let's go back to the final play of the ball game. Austin Kendall had to get it into the end zone, but Jakeem Harris on his birthday with the pick.
It's just tough because there's too many defenders. You got about 8 defenders back guarding that goal line in the end zone. But give Austin Kendall credit. He puts it up. See if Harris can make a play on it for a second there as he turned. As I'm watching, I'm thinking, oh, he's going to make a play on it. But give Jakeem Harris all the credit in the world. Does exactly what you want to do from that safety position. He's bracketing the receiver, Trey Harrison. He comes underneath and makes the interception. So they get the takeaway at the end when they needed it. And one heck of a ball game once again.
Austin Kendall showing the reason why he decided to leave his medical sales job and give it one last shot in college football. Showing the country what he can do. Almost pulling off the upset here in Raleigh. But NC State stays hot after the biggest win in years over Clemson. They followed up with a win 34-27 over Louisiana Tech. My partner, Rini Angolia, Paul Carcaterra, I'm John Triffin saying good night.
Look, 31 ranked teams have lost to this point right now. NC State ranked. NC State coming off that win against Clemson. A lot of people felt like Louisiana Tech could be a trap game. Louisiana Tech only for the second time playing in Raleigh. A lot of people had some trepidation going into this one. Early on, Devin Leary finds Kristen Tootle, reaches the end zone, and somehow stays in bounds for the 6-yard touchdown. Pack take a 7-0 lead early in the third. Pack driving once more, Ricky Person. This guy just provides another dynamic in the backfield, Coach.
This is amazing. Makes 2 or 3 guys miss and then trucks the last defender. Watch this thing. A couple doodads here, making people grab in air, and then all of a sudden, bip!
Coach, he bounces him like a basketball.
That was beautiful. I love that run.
Physical run punctuated at the end. Pack extend their lead 20-10. Late third quarter, Pack in the red zone leading 20-13. Devin Leary finds C.J. Riley. Pack in control at this point, 27-13. But here come Louisiana Tech driving late in the fourth down, 14. Austin Kendall finds Griffin Herbert for the 14-yard touchdown. Tech came to play, EJ.
Yeah, and this is one of Peyton Manning's favorite route concepts, called a follow concept. Great job by the quarterback, seeing it, backward misplaces, throws the in route in for a touchdown.
Makes it a one-possession game at that point. Here, Austin Kendall looking to keep them in this and tie it up potentially. Throws it deep, intercepted by Jakeem Harris. Take another look, and the Pack hold on to win this one 34-27. So the Pack would not be one of those 31 ranked teams at this point in the season to fall. A record number in college football because it's been chaos. But the Pack keep it rolling. First win as a ranked team since 2018. 5-game losing streak as a ranked team snapped here. Coach Doran and his squad still thinking bigger, coming off the momentum from last season. Let's talk about their quarterback, Devin Leary. A couple of passing touchdowns in this one over the last 3 games, Eric. 9 passing touchdowns for Devin Leary. 0 interceptions. How important is that, and how did he look tonight?
Yeah, big time. I mean, this guy is a special quarterback and really kind of that tweener on the edge. Okay, do you put him in your top 5? Do you leave him out of the top 10? Where do you put him? What Devin Leary are we going to see from a couple of years ago, or the guy in 3 games last year that was, setting the ACC on fire? And he's played very consistent. And earlier in pregame, Coach, we talked about this game and, really just said this could be a trap game. And I called it a culture game for NC State. How are you going to handle it? Coming off the best win in school modern history with Coach Doran and those guys beating Clemson, finally being able to do that. What are you going to look like?
Right.
And we kind of predicted that this would be it, but they found a win. That's the most important part.
Yeah, they were set up for a loss, quite frankly, as far as psychologically. All the glory, all the demons off your back to get that big victory. And it was just so huge to get this one, because if they didn't win this one, it would have been like, taking at least 1 or 2 steps backwards after moving forward with the program. So it was not a conference game. It would not have killed them, but psychologically and the momentum they built would have come to a screeching halt.
And I thought the defense did a really good job of tackling. We kind of forget that that's such an important facet of the game. If you don't get guys on the ground, that opposing offense is going to have a field day on you. So Isaiah Moore coming up with 10 tackles, Jakeem Harris coming up with 9. Those guys collectively kind of picking up the slack where Peyton Wilson probably would have been those guys to get, 10-plus tackles a game. Those guys are pitching in, doing a great job.
It is amazing how good they're playing defense without those stars and leaders on the defensive side of the ball.
Next man up mentality for a program that plays with a chip on their shoulder. It fuels them. And also impressive how they responded, as we just talked about, coming off that massive win a week ago versus Clemson. 20th straight non-conference home win for the Wolfpack. You want to see them take care of business at home and out of conference. Doing that at the crib are the Pack.